Okay, I think we're live. It is 1:26. Sorry, I was really did a good job trying to get to this live on time. um, I was just about ready to go live, and the cats knocked everything over on the counter, so I had to pick that up. But anyways, we're here. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of that there. Um, let's say hi to everybody here. We got Paula's in the house. There's Paula right there. It's good to see everybody. We got Tracy's in here. Good to see Tracy. My God, I haven't seen Tracy for so long. Good to see. It's always good to see Tracy in here. Hope you're well. Jocelyn's here. There's Jocelyn right there. Nicole's here. Nicole's right there. Good to see Nicole. Mustang's in here. Good to see Mustang. Let's see here. Jocelyn, I think I just said Jocelyn not too long ago, but good to see Jocelyn here. Paula's in here. I said Paula. Let's see here. All right, so gonna go over the true crime cases of the week here. I got a couple of cold cases that I've been working on for a while. I got a couple updates on those. Let's see here. We got the missing Doodles and Gray is in here. Unindicted co-conspirators in here. I must have missed them somewhere here. Mino's in here. Mino Dino's right there. Good to see Mino Dino. Let's see here. Leslie and Billy's in here. There's Leslie and Billy right there. And I just miss Heather's right there. There's Heather right there. Good to see Heather. Always good to see Heather in here. Let me see. There's Doodles and Gray right there, and there's Unindicted co-conspirator right there. Always good to see. I have a large barred owl that's mad I moved my trash can too close. Oh, yeah, they've been pretty noisy. They could be hungry. Let's see here. And I think that's it for now. So, like I said, we're going to go over the true crime cases of the week. I got the missing person case. The missing person case of the week is going to be something we started last week. It's about that woman over there in California. But anyways, it's good to see everybody. I'll play my intro. We'll get Dewey Ox is in here. There's Dewey Ox right there. I've been very, very busy watching the draft, obviously. But anyways, it's enough about me. Let me play my intro. Dom is in here. There's Dom right there. Let me know if you emailed me, because I think that was you that emailed me. I'm not sure. It was a couple of days ago, I think now. All right, so let me play. My God, it's always good to see Tracy in here. I haven't seen Tracy in so long. I hope Tracy's well. Tracy's an amazing freaking human being. Southern Gal's in here too. Where's Southern Gal? If Southern Gal's in here, I missed you. Sorry. Let's see here. All right, so let me play my intro, and then we'll get going here. Hold on one second here. Hope everybody's had a good week. It's been a pretty quick week. All right, this is the one right here. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so that's the end of that. It's good to see Mino Dino in here too. Good to see Mino. Funny thing about cats is you got food for them on the floor in the bowl, and they try to sneak more food, which is weird, and then they knock it all over the place. So the weather's been insane. Stay safe. Yeah, the weather's been. It's still cold here. For some reason, New England's always in the coldest part of the country. Hopefully we can get some warm air here soon, because it's getting boring. The same weather over and over again. The black flies are out though, so that's not good. But good to see everybody. Hope everybody's well. Good to see Leslie and Billy in here too. Let me know if Leslie and Billy wants a wrench, and then we'll get right into it. Okay, so let me hold on a second. Let's see here. We're gonna go back. Hold on a second here. I want to go and do this here. Remember a while back we were talking about the guy that was robbing those graves. Remember that? We covered that case for a while back now. This was had to be a good few months ago. Hold on, let me try to find that. Hold on one second here. Oh, he was back in the news. Hold on one second here. Well, we'll play this first, and then I'll find that. Hold on a second. We'll play this first, and then I'll find that. Hold on one second here. Let me share this. All right, so I don't know if we covered this last week or not. This was an arrest made out a few days ago in a 2002 Frisco cold case. I don't know if we played this last week. Police arrested the former wife of man found unalived in 2002 and charged her with his murder. Has more from the police involved and the family of the victim. So this is an older case here. Let's play this here. Hold on a second here. All right, here we go.
Arrest in a 24-year-old case, and they didn't have to look far for their suspect. The body of Frank Weiss was found in Lake Louisville, 2002. Now, more than 2 decades later, police have arrested Lisa Honrud, who was his wife at the time of the murder. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo has more on the cold case tonight. Vanya.
Hi, Steve. Yeah, for 24 years, this was a cold case with no answers. But now, Frisco police say that this woman, 55-year-old Lisa Honrud, was arrested at her home in Waxahachie, accused of killing her husband back in 2002. Now, her husband, Frank Weiss, was found shot to death in Lake Louisville, north of Dallas. His body was found by fishermen wrapped in black plastic bags and weighed down with sandbags. He had 2 gunshot wounds to his chest. While detectives worked on the case for decades, the case went cold. Frisco police telling me new technology and a key witness have helped move the case forward, though they aren't sharing specifics yet.
Wounds, they don't fully heal. Families don't get the closure that they need, and law enforcement's just going to continue to get better at what they do. And so for those who think they're off scot-free, I'd just say look over your shoulder.
Yeah, well, Frisco police telling me that this is why they don't stop looking into these cold cases, and that why it's very important for them to continue to look into this.
All right, Vanya, a few questions. I understand you spoke with Weiss's daughter today. What did she tell you about her father and what these last 24 years without him have been like?
Yeah, well, she's obviously still processing all of this and says it's been very, very difficult for her. She says that she used to call her dad every day, and when he didn't answer for a week, she knew that something was wrong. Now, she did tell me that this happened when she was 20 years old, and she's now 44, so she's been living without him for half of her life. Now, she did tell me this. She said, hope is a funny thing. Hope has a way of strangling you, and so at some point, I have probably accepted that there will never be an answer, but acceptance doesn't kill hope. I dreamed, I fantasized there being an answer, but I didn't expect one. Now, she was telling me that this is a very bittersweet moment and something that you never...
Gretchen's here. Where's Gretchen? Right there. There's Gretchen. Good to see Gretchen. Yes, I'm gonna be playing that very shortly. Crazy Heavy, there was a nasty EF4 tonight. 2 people unalive, dead. Different towns in Texas. I'll have to look into that. Hold on a second. Good to see Gretchen in here, though. Always good to see Gretchen in here. Let's see here. Tommy, I was watching the one in Enid as it happened. I hope Gretchen's doing well. Feel free to throw the your GoFundMe in here too. Let's see here. we had tornado warnings here last week, all night, all week. The weekend has been bad for Oklahoma and Texas and Kansas City. I have 3 cats that think they need to drink out of the running faucet. Hold on a second. Instead of water bowls. Yeah, they're weird. Cats are weird. Yes, I did. I got the case here. Is that the one down in Massachusetts? Paula. Hold on a second here. Just kind of trying to go through the chat here. No whiskey for me. Yuck. Whiskey is good for a lot of stuff. Dina Herding will probably have to go back to the ER chart. Oh my God, what's the matter? Are you okay? Yeah, that's the case. It's like they just don't. I have we have 6 cats, so it's really hard to feed all of them at the same time. But we have all the bowls on the floor with the food in them, and they just not they claim to be done, so they walk away, and then you pick the bowls up off the floor so you don't trip all over them and spill food all. Then they get into the food anyways. They're crazy. Cats are crazy. I saw the explosion on Ryan Hall. Asbestos bullshit, Dave, coughing up blood. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's terrible. All right, let's get back to this here.
Really get past.
And I was looking through some of your notes. She also told you that, I mean, a lot of people might hope that a funeral and knowing where he is and what's happened to him would be the end, but she does not believe it ends here.
Yeah, no, that's right. She didn't want to talk about her stepmom, but she says that she doesn't think that she was the only one involved. She said her dad was a pretty big man and doesn't believe that she would have been.
So I've been meaning to put this. This is Gretchen. She's been displaced because of a tornado. I think she's. Are you still in a hotel? So I got her. She put up her GoFundMe account here. I am going to really try to copy and paste this and put this in my post at some point here or in the description. I have to apologize because I'm not the smartest person when it comes to doing shit like that, but I will attempt to do that again. If not, I'll have somebody else in my house do it. But I've been meaning to do that. If I haven't gotten to it yet, I apologize. But that's our GoFundMe right there. So I'll try to keep that up. Maybe I can copy and paste that and put it in. Whoops. Hold on a second here. I got the wrong banner up. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, all right, here we go. Put that one up. There we go. Very good. All right. Okay, so let's get back to this. Cindy Lean's in here. Always good to see Cindy in here. Hope you're well. Been over 45 days. Oh my God, you must be going nuts. Oh my God, that's awful. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, that's terrible. There's Cindy. Good to see Cindy here. Hope you're well. Heather's in here. Heather is a tremendous person. She's absolutely amazing. We love Heather here. Thank you, Mino Dino. Appreciate that. All right, let me stop talking and we'll go here.
Able to carry his body all by herself. So she really is hoping that someone comes forward with more information. Now, I did ask Frisco police about this, and they did tell me that we will make that determination when we follow up on our leads and ensure no stone is left unturned. Now, again,
watch this. I want to show you something. This is what happens when this guy is just so not into this story.
Where he is and what's happened to him would be the end, but she does not believe it ends here.
Yeah, no, that's right. She didn't want to talk about her stepmom, but she says that she doesn't think that she was the only one involved. She said her dad was a pretty big man and doesn't believe that she would have been able to carry his body all by herself. So she really is hoping that someone comes forward with more information. I did ask Frisco police about this.
He wasn't even paying attention.
police about this.
I did catch it. Sorry. These news people are funny shit. He's just not even.
Frisco police about this, and they did tell me that we will make that determination when we follow up on our leads and ensure no stone is left unturned. Now, again, Wise's daughter and Frisco police are asking that anyone with any
Deserves one of these here. Sorry.
information, no matter how small, come forward, because for Wise's family, this is still something that's ongoing.
All right, so that's that. We're gonna go. Hold on a second here. I do want to play a couple of these, but I want to go back to. Hold on, let's stop sharing that there. I want to go to this grave robber here. Yeah, her boyfriend probably helped, no doubt. There's more to that story, but I lost the other part, so I'll have to refine that. But anyways, hold on a second. I want to play. Remember this guy here? We covered this guy. It has to be a good 3 months ago or so, but he was robbing graves and taking. I think he was taking the remains from the graves, and he got caught. So there's new charges for this guy. This was done a couple weeks ago, but I forgot to cover it. Jonathan Gerlach is now charged with burglarizing graves in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Remember this guy here? All right, so here's this. There's new charges here. This is just weird.
In Lancaster.
Whoops, let me back this up a little bit here. Hold on a second.
Graves from a historic cemetery now stands accused of pulling off the same crime in at least 2 other cemeteries. I'm Yuki Washington.
And I'm Natasha Brown. Jonathan Gerlach already faced some very serious charges in Delco, and now he's facing new charges, accused of stealing bodies from cemeteries in Lancaster and Scranton area. Joe Holden has been following this story since it broke, and he's live now in media with this new information for us, Joe.
Well, Natasha and Yuki, this is the first time that we've seen Jonathan Gerlach. He was wearing a neon green prison jumpsuit. His long hair was in a bun. He had shackles and glasses on. He didn't say much during this very brief hearing. Prosecutors now tying him to the burglaries of graves in Luzerne and Lancaster counties. Our sources tonight telling us they are all working towards a plea agreement. Judy Pritchard was back in court getting a look at the man prosecutors say broke into 100-year-old graves, stealing skulls, bones, and entire corpses, allegedly hoarding them at his Ephrata home.
I think the
Entire corpses. He was literally going out and thinking, what is wrong with people, man?
man needs help. I mean, they added 2 more counties today. The charges are like this long.
Jonathan Gerlach's now charged with breaking into graves in Plains Township, Luzerne County, and Lancaster County.
When you die and you're buried, you should be left alone.
Judy's great-great-grandfather's mausoleum at Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yeadon was targeted. His remains stolen, according to police. But investigators say Gerlach couldn't access.
Remember, if anybody follows history at all, but they had all of these years and years ago. In Egypt and shit, they had all of these pharaohs and stuff that are buried in these pretty elaborate tombs, and they took all of their, riches with them. Some took like, statues and furniture and everything like that to go to the afterworld, and they all got robbed. Grave robbers robbed everything from them. It's just, I don't know what. Yeah, this guy is a loser. I don't know why somebody would do this, but who knows? But he came up in the news again 8 days ago, so I figured I'd play this. Just what is wrong with people? It's just crazy.
That's all of the coffins in the family's final resting place.
Because they had additional locks on the coffin. help me. You have to lock your coffin so somebody won't open it. And they weren't successful in getting in there.
Gerlach's public defender declined comment after Friday's hearing. Gerlach's own social media provides hints for motive. Law enforcement sources say the man was in the business of selling bones. At the time of his arrest in January, police said he had the remains of 2 children in a burlap sack. Pennsylvania lawmakers have proposed making the sale of stolen remains a more serious felony level offense.
I just think laws need to change, and if we just sweep it under the rug, it's going to happen again in 5 years or 6 years or after I'm gone, and somebody's going to say, why didn't you do something?
Well, sadly enough, families tell me that
It's not. It's kind of funny now because it's been, I don't know, thousands of years or so. But yeah, they just literally robbed everything from these guys, and and a lot of the robberies were done by. I'm pretty sure they were done by institutions so that they could get the stuff and then make money off of them. But anyways, allergies, tree pollen, feel like Dorothy and the poppy fields from Wizard of Oz. Yeah, the allergies they're going to be pretty bad this year because we haven't gotten a lot of rain. As soon as I say that, it's going to rain for the next 2 months. I should have said that. Let's see here. I hope Dom's doing well. I hope that's not good. Love some kittens, but definitely agree with spaying. Yes, absolutely. I think all of our cats now are spayed. I'm not sure. And the dogs are spayed too. I just saw a TikTok video where a woman ran over a guy and backed up and ran over. He probably didn't do what he was told. Something like that. I don't know. 7. Yeah, that's crazy. If you got to do that 9 times, you're probably no good at it. Let's see here. Yep, this is just I remember we covered this very briefly like a few months ago. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's actually a market for this shit. It's so weird. What the hell would I want with bones from dead people? I mean, I don't know. I wonder if Steve's buying any. All right, hold on a second. Let's get back to this here.
they're now coming to terms with the fact that their loved ones may never be back in the graves where they're supposed to be because of the level and amount of resources and work it would take to make proper identifications. Gerlach is due back in court for a formal arraignment on June 3rd. He remains in prison, unable to make bail since his arrest back in January. Live at the Delaware County Courthouse, Joe Holden, CBS News, Philadelphia.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Of course, we're going to keep.
I'll keep an eye on that. But I wonder what they're going to get. I want this like, are those misdemeanor? They must be, I'll have to look that up. Prop me up beside the jukebox. Well, you're not going to die, so that's good news. I'll check out to see what kind of, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a felony. It has to be, you would think. All right, so let's switch to another thing here. I've been covering this next case for, I don't know, 4 years or so. But I wanted to play this because, hold on a second here. I do have a contact now that I can get in contact with for this case because, anyways, this is the case of Trenny Gibson. I've done 3, 4, maybe 5 videos on this about the missing. I'll pull up the information in a second for those who don't know. But she went missing, I think, in 1976 on top of, let's see, I forgot the mountain name. But it's in the North Carolina mountains. Andrews Balch. They went up there for a field trip with a whole bunch of students. She was on her way back down to the bus, and then she took a left to go into the woods, and then nobody's ever seen her again. So this is the story of Trenny Gibson, Mystery in the Mountains. And now this came out a day ago. Classmates, family, investigators are still searching for answers in the 1976 Smoky Mountains case. And they got a new cold case investigator on this, and I'm going to try to get in touch with them because eventually at some point I'm going to get down there. I got to get down there to the mountain there. I want to walk that trail because we did the whole trail from from where they parked at the bus all the way to Andrews Bald and then back. So here we go.
It is one of the biggest mysteries out of the Smoky Mountains. What happened to 16-year-old Trini Gibson?
The Bearden student disappeared on a class trip to Klingman's Dome, now called Kuwohi. This happened back in 1976. Jared Austin's joining us here. Jared, her family, classmates, a lot of other people wonder to this day what happened.
It's really caught a nationwide audience. This story has all wondering what happened to Trini Gibson. Did she run off? Is she in a missing persons case? Or is there a serious crime attached to this case? The Smoky Mountains bring in people from all across the country. The hiking, beautiful scenery, but some stories have a dark history.
I just can't wrap my head around it. You know, it's so hard to believe.
A couple dozen Bearden students went on a class trip to Klingman's Dome, now called Kuwohi. This included Trini Gibson, a 16-year-old at the high school. The National Park Service says the last time she's seen is on the Forney Creek Trail. In a split second, she was gone and nobody could find her.
It's a mystery. It is a true mystery.
But Trini's never been found.
Nearly 50 years since that October day, there hasn't been a trace of Trini Gibson anywhere in East Tennessee or across the country. Tracy Podsabinski and Michelle Becker were some of her classmates. They remember.
Okay, so hold on one second. Let's get out of this here, and I'll give you guys a couple of vantage points here. This is one of those cases that I've been following, like this, Kimberly Moreau, you know, a few other cases here that I can't let go. So this is where we are here. This is, hold on a second, make sure I'm sharing this. So this is Andrews Bald right here. It's part of the Smoky Mountains here. So they went out in 1976. They went out here on a field trip. This is about 6,600 feet here. It's one of the highest peak mountains east of the Rockies. Let's see here. So she went up here they had a field trip. They were supposed to be collecting some sort of flower or something. And she went up here to the Bald here to the peak here, and then she came down. She was with her quote unquote boyfriend or something like that, and then she went back down to the bus, and that was it. Nobody ever saw her again. So this is kind of where we are. This is I've done an in-depth thing on this, going back and forth on the trail. And it was in the middle of October, I think. So, all right. So let's go back here. Get out of this here. I just don't understand how people can just go missing. It's so weird. And I'm wondering if what's his face had anything to do with this. All right, here we go. Sorry.
Remember all too well what it was like at school days after she went missing.
This teacher, we were sitting and she started to call the roll, and she got to Trini's name and she said, Trini Gibson. And she looked around and there was no answer. And she said, where is Trini? Several of us got around her and said, Trini went missing at the field trip Friday, and she has not been found.
Yes, that's near. So yeah, yes, Kingman's Dome is. I think that's the highest peak, and then Andrews Bald is down a little bit from there. But we have where Lavender Grows is in here. Where Lavender Grows is amazing. That's Josh, I think. Josh is great. Josh is awesome content creator. I'm going to try to get Josh more subs here. He does great work. Awesome stuff. Let's see here. Paula, I don't wear those. The Motion in the Ocean. Hold on one second. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Maybe I don't want to know. And feel free to go to Mino Dino's OnlyFans channel. Yep, there's Josh. Josh is awesome. He does great work. Him and Southern Gale, other guys. Poor Dave's looking at the chat going, Jesus Christ. No, I don't know what to tell you. I try to stay out of these things. All right, hold on. Let's go back to this here.
And the teacher looked, she slumped down in her chair and said, "Oh no." And she started crying.
The National Park Service brought in dozens of crews, search dogs, and anyone to help find the teen. There was also an investigation into what happened and who could be involved. Authorities didn't find anything.
So we don't have a definite answer yet.
Hundreds of questions with theoretically no answers. That's why Michael Bouchard started looking into the case.
I said, you know what, this should have been solved, in a second. This isn't something that should have taken so long.
The cold case investigator out of the Northeast with decades of experience started doing his own research, looking into case files and interviewing Trenny's family and those on the trip. He even wrote a book about it.
Well, this isn't a lost person. This is a homicide.
In his book, he puts together some of the flaws in the search and case.
So I just sent this guy a LinkedIn because I'm going to try to get in touch with him to see if he's got any information on this. I'd love to get out here because there's a timing problem with this. Math is not mathing up in this case to where the students saw her last and where they say she saw it. Just doesn't the math doesn't add up as far as a time thing. But anyways, that's my problem.
And what he thinks may have happened. He also adds Trenny is probably still in the park.
But I don't think she's outside the park. I don't think she's more than probably three miles from where she disappeared.
The biggest obstacle these days is people on the trip have died, but there's.
Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate that. I can't stress enough how much I appreciate all you guys coming in here this late this Saturday night, early Sunday morning. You guys are amazing people. I wonder if there are caves or sinkholes around that area. I do know there's a big drop off. I followed a hiker. This video. It was so this hiker, she started at basically where they parked, and she walked the entire trail all the way up to the bald. And there's it takes a certain amount of time to get over there, and then a certain amount of time to get back. And we do have some times of when she got off the bus, when they got there, when she got up to the bald, and when there's a content creator that does a great job with who's this? Okay. There's a content creator that does a great job with Gibson's story and interviews. Bouchard. Let me know if yes. Nicole's in here too. Nicole's in here somewhere. Nicole's amazing too. Thank you, Heather. All right, back to this here.
There's still a family in Bearden High class looking for closure in this case.
The final closure in the case would be to, at least find her remains.
While people can only speculate or assume what happened to Trenny Gibson, many will still remember her as the girl who has never been seen or heard from in half a century.
And 50 years later, we're going to have a reunion, and she's just not.
I always forget that guy's name. I'll try to look for it while we're on a live. But there was a guy that, an SKer that was stalking victims on trails. He was arrested, I think, in Georgia. I forget his name. Charlie Manson would know his name, but I always forget his name here. But he was in the North Carolina area earlier, and he's charged with, I think, a couple of unalivings. He's the oldest known serial killer to start at an age of like 60, but a lot of people think that he started way before then. I wonder if he could be responsible for this, because on top of that mountain and on some of those trails, there's a lot of camping sites and stuff like that. So you never know. but how she disappeared on that trail with those people around and didn't make a sound is really strange.
She's not with us. She's never been at any of our reunions.
Now, the Bearden High class of 1978 did find a way to honor her in the last couple of years, planting a tree for Trenny at the high school with a plaque and her name on it, guys.
Jared, we may never get answers unless the FBI.
Thank you, Josh, for that. Rodfoot is MIA. All right, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. This story here, obviously, but the plan is to get down there at some point. All right, so I do want to do this here. Hold on a second. This is going to be this story here is just awful. Hold on a second here. Let's get out of that there. This is the story of these 3 children in Memphis here. So this story has been going on for a while now here. The human remains of 3 children found in Memphis neighborhood. Memphis PD says human remains of 3 children between the ages of 3 and 7 have been found in Hickory Hill, according to the Memphis Police Department. I think this is the actual press conference. I could be wrong, but we'll play this one here. This is just, this might be triggering here. So here we go. Just insane, sick. Oops.
Not so good afternoon. What you are seeing today alongside Ridge Meadow Parkway is a planned and coordinated search operation associated with an ongoing investigation that began in early March, where human remains were found in a heavily vegetated area near Ridgeway and Ridge Meadow Parkway. It's very close in proximity to where we are right now. At this time, there is no indication of any active threat to our public. Let me make that clear before I go on. This search operation involves approximately 170 personnel led by the Memphis Police Department's Homicide Unit and is being conducted in collaboration with the Medical Examiner's Office with assistance from our federal, state, and local partners. Those agencies include the FBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, the Memphis Fire Department, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, Search and Rescue, and the Shelby County Homeland Security Emergency Management. At this time, I want to talk to you through the facts as we know them right now. This investigation began on March 8, 2026, when officers responded to a suspicious person call in the 3400 block of Ridge Meadow Parkway. An anonymous caller reported a possible human skull near a wooded area. Responding officers located what appeared to be a human skull at the edge of the woods. Due to the limited lighting conditions.
Is Dino taking off already? Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Always good to see you here, man. Dino's amazing. It's always good to see Dino here. We need to get you a better charger than that. You're all fine, even if Dave says otherwise. That's too funny. Who you've been talking to. Always good to see Dino in here. Have a great week, buddy. Stay safe. Don't work too hard. All right, back to this.
At that time, a more extensive search was scheduled for the following day. On March 9th, officers and personnel from the Medical Examiner's Office returned to continue the search. On March 10th, investigators, along with the Medical Examiner's Office and Shelby County Search and Rescue, conducted a more thorough canvass of the area. During that search, cadaver canine units alerted to a nearby drainage pipe, indicating the possible presence of additional human remains. On March 16th, investigators worked with the City of Memphis Drain Maintenance Division to inspect that drainage system. A camera system was used to examine the interior of the pipes based on those prior canine alerts. On April 1st, investigators assessed the drainage system from a nearby location.
Yeah, that's him. That's I just found it. I always forget his name. Thank you, Gretchen. Yes, it's Gary Michael Hilton, National Forest serial killer. He claims that his first unaliving was when he was like 68. He's close to being dead anyways. I mean, he's not doing well, but he's 79, I think now. He may be actually 80 now. He was born in 46. But he was known for kind of being around these trails and stuff like this here. Cheryl Dunlap was probably the worst one. That was in Tallahassee, though. Then, of course, Meredith Emerson. I'm just kind of reading this stuff to you guys. Sorry, but I have a hard time believing that he started in his 60s. But he's also been known to have lived in North Carolina, so you never know. I mean, I've contacted Georgia State Police like 3 or 4 different times, so they haven't contacted me back. So obviously, there's nothing there. But you never know. All right, so let's get back to this. This story here is just, I don't know. It's just, it makes people less human when you hear stuff like this. It's just crazy.
And located what appeared to be an additional skull. On April 2nd, search teams conducted another coordinated canvass of the area, which resulted in the recovery of 14 additional bones consistent with human remains. At this time, based on the remains recovered and the initial analysis by the medical examiner's office, we can confirm that the remains are believed to be those of 3 individuals estimated to be between the ages of 3 and 7. Identification is ongoing, and we are working to determine these individuals' identities as well as the circumstances surrounding their deaths. What you're seeing today is a continuation of those efforts. Our goal today is to conduct a thorough and
Okay, so scene is wooded area on Ridge Meadow Parkway near Ridgeway Road, 1 block north of Hickory Ridge Mall. So let me see if I can find that. Hold on a second.
methodical search of the area for additional evidence that will assist in identifying the deceased. Our staff, along with the other resources and partners, have been here since 6 a.m. this morning. This coordinated search is focused on a defined area along Ridge Meadow Parkway between Ridgeway Road and Winchester Road, where investigators are conducting a systematic grid search. The size of this response reflects the scope of the search area and our commitment to being thorough and not the presence of any immediate danger. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. We are following the evidence wherever it leads and will continue to work closely with our partners throughout this entire process. We understand that this information is very difficult and deeply concerning to all of us. We want to reassure the public that there is no indication of any active threat at this time, and we are taking a careful and methodical approach to ensure this investigation is handled thoroughly and respectfully. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers at 901-528.
Okay, so hold on a second here. Let's give you guys hold on one second here. I'll give me back to the chat in a second here. Hold on a second. I want to go here. This is Hickory Ridge Mall here, but this is so here's Hickory Ridge Mall here, and they said Ridgeway Road. So right in this area here, right? Is that what they said? So we're going for a little ride here. Okay, so where am I? right there. Okay, so Hickory Ridge Mall is here. Ridge Meadow Parkway is here. So let's go here. Wow. Hold on a second here. I want to get back up here. So maybe in here somewhere. What did she say? She said, let me back this up just 2 seconds. Hold on a second. 3 people, between children, between the ages of 3 and 7. Uh, Ages 3 to 7. Investigators believe just bones now. This is just insane. Thank you, whoever put that up there. So the Napa, I'll try to find that. Right here. Sorry. Okay, so seeing this wooded area on Ridge Meadow Parkway near oh my God, that road, 1 block north of Hickory Ridge Mall. So 1 block north. Okay, so I've gone way too far here. This is, it's got to be in here. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to this here. This is insane. New Direction Christian Church. I could find that. Okay. New Direction Christian Church. hell? Hold on. Did I do it again? Hold on a second here. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay, hold on one second here. Let me get back to reality here. I'm trying to find that church. I'll go back to this here. All right, let's go.
We feel what you're feeling, and we are standing with you in this moment. I was honored to stand alongside Chief Davis and the men and women of the Memphis Police Department, as well as our federal partners as they continue their critical work. I want to be clear about why I'm here today. I'm here as a pastor. I'm here as a neighbor, and I'm here to speak to the heart of what this community needs right now.
I apologize. So I was just taking you guys for a wild ride. Trying to find this freaking church, Winchester Road. It's in here somewhere though. So I don't think it's going to do us any favors though, because this is obviously whoever left these children there are probably I don't know. This is such a weird. Why would somebody do this? This is so bizarre.
The safety of every person who walks through our doors, every family on our block, and every child in this community is and has always been our highest priority. We are fully cooperating with law enforcement. We are making our campus available to investigators, and we will continue to do whatever is asked of us so that those responsible are held accountable and so that this community can begin to heal. We have been in close communication.
I don't know if they're I did the victims' genders yet. Not sure. This was done 3 days ago, so they might have. Don't think so.
With the Memphis Police Department and the FBI throughout this process. Law enforcement professionals are leading this investigation, and I will leave all matters related to the investigation in their capable and qualified hands. What I can speak of is the spirit of this community. I've watched neighbors clean up this neighborhood. I've watched our congregation mentor children and young people throughout 25 years. I've seen people pray together on sidewalks. That is who we are in Hickory Hill. That has always been who we are, and that will not change. Specifically, please know that our leadership team at New Direction is available to you. If you are struggling, if you are frightened, if you are grieving, you do not have to carry that alone. We are at the church, and the church shows up. We will have more information to share with our congregation throughout our normal communication channels. Until then, I ask that we remain prayerful, that we trust the process, and that we look after one another. Thank you.
On this.
Okay, so I'm not going to do this to you guys again, but I did find the church finally. So hold on one second here while I bring you guys over there with me. Let's see here. Yes. Okay. So this, I believe this is the church here. Let me back out here a little bit. So she said it was adjacent from the church. So this is the church parking lot. So right in, it can't be. So kind of in here. I don't know. This looks like a pretty busy street though, right? Like you would think whenever these bodies were found or put there, there's got to be there's a camera right there. Or is that a cell? That might be a lighting cell for the automatic lights here. I don't know, but there's plenty of businesses around here. This looks like a pretty busy. There's that Meineke right there, right? So I don't know. Let's go back to this. Hold on. But I found a church. That's the good news. What happened to the car that was right in front of you? I don't know. Probably got the hell out of the way. All right, so let's. This is just sad.
This very sad occasion when we have tragically lost 3 young children, we gather here with community and our partners to bear witness. The Memphis Child Advocacy Center works in close partnership with MPD as part of our Shelby County Child Protective Investigation Team. Every day, this team works together to prevent abuse and to secure safety.
How does somebody do that? Like I could get in trouble for the other night. Funny thing, I almost ran into a cop with the car because I was doing something and wasn't really quite paying attention. I didn't expect there to be a car coming, the other way. And sure enough, of course, my luck, it's got to be a cop, right? So he followed me for like, he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I don't know. I was going to stop at some point. But I mean, when you do stuff like this here, how does somebody not see you? Just crazy. This is crazy. These cases just, this, I mean, I've been up and down these roads here. It doesn't look like it's like, on the boondocks. This is plenty of businesses around here, pretty busy road. I mean, how can you get away with doing this? Crazy.
Healing and justice for victimized kids. In the face of this heartbreaking loss, we are asking the community to come together to look out for our kids. In Tennessee, all adults are legally and morally responsible to report suspicions of child abuse. If you suspect a child is being abused, make that report to law enforcement or Child Protective Services. Let us intervene before the worst happens. Today, we are thinking of these 3 unidentified children who should still be here with us today, and we are hoping for answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, we're open for any questions that you may have.
These ought to be good.
Do we know the race of the children?
At this time, the race of these young people have not been confirmed.
How long have they been out there? I know you guys started the investigation in March, but right now, preliminary, how long have they been?
Just based on the information that we're getting from the medical examiner's office and the anthropologists and the scientists that are working with us, we're thinking a few years.
And how long will you guys be in that area today? I think you left the scene, you guys were still out there.
Yes, and we are still working. We plan to be here until we feel like we have covered every square inch of this area that could potentially be part of this crime scene. So we could be here for some more hours this evening. Of course, as it gets darker, we're hoping to close this investigation at least here at this crime scene sometime this evening.
Now, last week or the past few weeks when the forensic team was initially out there was some interest by the family. Juan Lewis in Alabama had been missing, the realtor had been missing. Concerns that the remains could be, does this give you any more hope, or what is your direction now in that case?
Well, we do.
That's what I said. This is not like this boondocks, like you're out in the middle of nowhere somewhere in Pennsylvania. This is I don't know how they got away with this, but it's little copse of woods. Everything around there is densely populated. That's what I mean. It's crazy. It's few years to be, I mean, few years really, like smell. I don't think they could have been, scavenged by just weird. This whole case is weird. 5th best engineering school in the country. Back to this here.
You know that there have been no reports. That was the first thing that the Memphis Police Department did. We conducted a review of all of our recent missing persons reports. And anytime we have young people, especially of this age, that are missing, we do an Amber Alert. So we knew that this individual was not, or these individuals were not persons that were reported out of our area. At this particular time, we're going to follow every.
So it says here, Memphis PD says investigation started with suspicious person. Somebody called on March 8th, leading officers to find a human skull. So that's when this whole thing started. So it's March 8th, it's a month and a half ago. Suspicious person called in. So
Every inch of this investigation, no stone unturned to just look at the possibility.
So they later searched nearby drainage system, and that's what I was just looking for, and they found another skull and more bones. So I'm wondering if these are related.
Abilities. These individuals could be from somewhere not from this city, but we are looking at all of the elements of the investigation.
Was there anything else at the scene? I know you said there were bones. Were there other clothing, shoes, stuff like that? Any other identifiers?
We have not discovered any other elements, only bone fragments at this time.
I just don't get it. You know, I don't know. I'm an alien or something. I just don't understand how somebody can do this to kids. I just, if you're having an issue, just talk to somebody or do somebody. There's a large drainage system in that abandoned parking lot. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Josh. Josh is amazing. I've been really trying hard to get over there to his lives and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to get him more subs and get the word out. Anytime I can help other creators get the word out, that's what I try to do. All right, that's awesome. My kids are way smarter than me. Yes, that is awesome, Jocelyn. Absolutely. Okay, here we go.
No, this particular investigation is in this controlled environment.
Jared Thomas with Action News 5 here. Is this area being considered a dumping ground based off of what you guys have found here?
I don't think so. As Pastor Spencer said, there has been a lot of work done in this particular community.
So investigators believe bones belong to 3 children ages 3 to 7 had been on site a few years.
To clean the community up, a lot of activity. We don't feel like this particular this area of shrub has been a dumping ground, so to speak. Obviously, a place where these young remains were hidden. Yes. No, not at.
I mean, I hate to try to sound like anybody important, but that's the reason why I got into this horrible business. I was thinking about this the other night while I was driving around all over the place. This is a tough sell. This is true crime is, it's not easy to sit around and talk about dead people all the time, but I kind of got into this a while back, obviously following, some of the cases, the JonBenét case, the Delphi case, some of the other cases. But for me, it's about kids and people who really can't defend themselves and the victims' families. I could sit on the sideline and do nothing, but my OCD wouldn't. It's just not going to allow me to do that. So that's why I'm here. It's these people are just anybody that can do this to children is just not. I have absolutely no respect for people like this at all.
At this time.
Earlier you mentioned that this call began with a suspicious persons report. Can you tell us more about what that call was like?
Well, actually, an individual in the community was just taking a walk. They were having a walk with their dog, and they stumbled upon what they thought could have been human remains or remains of an animal, and just called the police. And after further investigation, it was determined that what they found was human remains.
When the forensic team realized it was children, how did that hit you?
Well, it always, anytime we find an individual who is deceased in our community that belongs to somebody, it's always a somber moment. It's even more somber when it is our children, young people that belong to somebody.
You hope that nothing but bad things happen to them. I mean, Jocelyn probably knows but I think she works in a prison. I mean, if anybody's been to a prison before, it's like a huge daycare. I mean, nobody's guilty. Everybody is innocent in prison. Everybody finds God in prison. It's just it's a it's crazy. And if they get hurt, it's like the entire world is ruined. The guy who found those two girls in suitcases recently out walking his dog too. Yes, I'm going to go over that soon. Like I said, these people deserve nothing but worst possible punishment ever that could ever be inflicted upon a human being, man.
Body that belong to some community. And even though their lives have been silent, their voices have been silenced, we plan to be the voice and the advocates for all of our children in our community. And we will continue this investigation as long as we continue to have leads to find out what occurred with these young people. If there are no more questions, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank the mayor's office for having representation, council, the Shelby County Sheriff's Department, all of these entities that stand with me today that are partners and stakeholders for a safe community.
Hopefully they can get some forensics off of some of these remains and stuff like that, because could the remains been washed out of a drainage system? From the description, it appears they may have been found relatively near the surface. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I think this investigation is really, really in the initial stages. I think they're going to be waiting for any type of forensics that can help them find out who the hell these people are, for one. And yeah, I mean, you hear about stuff like this all the time. There was another case a while back that we did that nobody knew the person was missing for like 50 years. Remember, that's just, I don't know how that can possibly happen, but
we just really appreciate their support, because we could not have gotten the progress that we've gotten, and especially from our medical examiner's office to be right here in the middle of this to help navigate us through this. So thank you all very much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
all right. So I'll keep an eye on that. I don't know if there's anything else. I'll play this one here. This was done. So this was done 3 days ago. This was done 2 days ago. Let's do this one here.
Police say they found the bones that belong.
Okay, this is where it is. Right, this is like I need to find this place here. But from what I've been looking at, it doesn't seem like. I mean, there are some wooded areas here, but I need to find this exact where they are, and it'll probably take me 3 years to do that. So here we go. We'll play this here. So police investigating disturbing discovery of remains of 3 children found in Memphis. Disturbing discovery of human belonging to 3 found in Memphis neighborhood Hickory Hill. Okay, hold on.
To 3 young children, their ages only 3 to 7 years old. Good evening, and thanks for watching Fox 13 News at 5. I'm Rob Sneed. Darcy Thomas has the night off. Fox 13 broke this story this morning and then brought you a police news conference live this afternoon. We've learned those bones were found in some woods and drainage system. That scene was on Ridge Meadow Parkway, and that's right next to Windridge Elementary.
Okay, this is good. I'll try to take a screenshot of this and then find this. We'll probably follow up with this here down the road here. I'll definitely keep an eye on this, but because I think they're really still in the initial stages of this, trying to figure out who these people are first, and then. But this is exactly where we were. We were just here in this area here. So remains found right there. So this is kind of in the bend here. There's the church there. I was all over the freaking place here. So I don't know.
And a church. Fox 13 has live team coverage tonight from the area. We start with Fox 13's Troyce Grant. And you have the latest on nearly a 2-month-long investigation.
Yes, Rob, we told you 3 weeks ago that 2 skulls were found in this wooded area behind me. Well, today, during a press conference, Police Chief CJ Davis gave a timeline that started almost a month earlier. She says that investigators believe
Other things too, like if you guys want me to cover a specific thing or case or whatever, I'll put my they have a red dot over those woods behind that. Okay, thank you, Josh. I'm gonna put my email back down in the chat here. Not like I got enough going on here, but if you guys have a specific case all right, here's I know where this pole is here, so I know where that house is. Okay, so I know where she's standing then, probably. This is taken at a different time, obviously, than this imagery that I have, because this looks more like fallish here. All right.
those bodies have been back in that drainage pipe for years now.
Anytime we find an individual who is deceased in our community that belongs to somebody, it's always a somber moment. It's even more somber when it is our children, young people that belong to somebody, that belong to some community.
Now police are trying to figure out who those children are and where they came from. It's an investigation that started with a call for a suspicious person and the discovery of a skull in these woods on March 8th. Police say 2 days later, a dog trained to locate human.
It's also possible that this is some sort of a this might not be a homicide here. It may be just somebody who didn't know what else to do, but I doubt that, right? Like I really strongly, that's a very low, but it's possible that somebody just didn't know what to do. I don't know, but how do you treat children like this? Just this is crazy. Bones. There's just bones. It's nothing else.
Remains alerted investigators to a nearby drainage pipe. By April 1st, they had found another skull.
On April 2nd, search teams conducted another coordinated canvass of the area, which resulted in the recovery of 14.
Let me know if you want to wrench, Josh. That way you can put stuff in the chat. But I got my email down here too. So
additional bones consistent with human remains.
Police believe the bones belong to 3 different children between the ages of 3 and 7. At this time, investigators have not figured out how the children died or when.
So there's 3 children. As they say, 3 children, 3 missing. So 3. Let's just do the math. 3 children. That's 4 years. So yeah, that would it's about a year between each child. So yeah, it's possible they're from the same family.
But Chief Davis says the bones have likely been here for years. The investigation involves about 170 different people, led by MPD's Homicide Division. And it also includes the Medical Examiner's Office, federal, state, and local partners.
What you're seeing today is a continuation of those efforts. Our goal today is to conduct a thorough and methodical search of the area for additional evidence that will assist in identifying the deceased. Our staff, along with the other resources and partners, have been here since 6 a.m. this morning.
Now, Chief Davis says there is no threat to the public at this time, and this is the only area they are searching right now. I'll be back at Fox 13 News at 6 with more details from earlier today. Rob.
All right, that's Fox 13's Choice Grant reporting live.
All right, so I'll keep following that. That's these cases here like this are tough to deal with. It's just all right, so like I said, I'll keep an eye on that. Who's left? Okay, there's another one right there. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. Let's do this here. We're going to go to the missing, but we did this last week. State and city that is Memphis, Tennessee. it's Patricia Miller Audits. Hopefully I said that right. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. It's always good to see new people here. That was Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to keep an eye on that because it's a newer story, so to speak, but it's going to break. Everybody's going to be talking about it within a couple of days or so. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. We're going to get into this case we covered last week here. This missing woman out of California here. This is Amy Hilliard. She's been missing for a few weeks now. This was part of the News Nation missing persons case here, but she covered it this week. This week, Missing series looks at the case of Amy Hilliard. It's been weeks since the beloved Oklahoma, Oakland, not Oklahoma, Oakland mother, wife, and business owner was last seen. She was last seen on March 25th, 2026, and she disappeared after being, remember, she just left everything in the kitchen and the door wide open. So Hilliard disappeared after being dropped off at a train station. We figured out what that acronym stood for, to attend a therapy appointment. She was going through some sort of depression, and I questioned maybe if she was going through some sort of menopause type thing. So she was dropped off at a train station to attend a therapy appointment. When her husband returned home later that day, she was missing. Their dog was not in the crate as usual, and Amy's belongings were left in the kitchen. All right, so here we go with this here.
Matters, no matter their race or background or circumstances. By highlighting these cases and sharing their stories, we believe every case is solvable, and together we can bring answers to the family and friends of the missing. This week's featured case, Amy Hilliard, missing in California now for about a month. Amy lives in Oakland with her family, a wife and a mother. She vanished on March 25th. Her husband, Chris, of 25 years, desperate to find her and get her home.
Okay, so we cover true crime cases of the week. I come on usually once a week, usually very, very early Sunday morning. Everybody in the chat is amazing, amazing people in here. We got Unindicted Co-Conspirator here. Paula's in here. Gretchen's in here. Heather is an amazing human being. And it's just a hangout. That's all. Pretty much we go over some of these cases here. And I, screw up all the time. So that's what we do. This is a strange case, though. This is, they're all strange, but anytime a woman leaves all of her belongings behind, it's a weird thing. And then the door's wide open. I just don't get it.
Constant unknowingness of where my wife is, my best friend, my partner. It's unbearable. Every morning I wake up and the nightmare starts over again.
Chris says Amy texted him just before 2 o'clock that afternoon, and she had gone out for a walk with the dog. When he got home about an hour later, Amy was gone, and he knew something was wrong. He says the back door of their house was open and the dog was out of its crate. Chris and Amy's sister are going to join me here in just a moment to talk more about Amy's disappearance, any clues, and their plea for the public to help bring her home safely. Before that, another missing case to tell you about. 2 grad students from the University of South Florida are missing. This is Zamil Lyman and Nahida Bristy. Lyman is a doctoral student. He's studying geography and environmental science policy. Bristy is also a doctoral student studying chemical engineering. Police from the University of South Florida, along with the local sheriff in Hillsborough County, are asking the public for help looking for them. Both were last seen on the morning of April 16th. It was a Thursday. Lyman was seen at his home.
Like a spitting image almost. They almost look exactly the same. I'll make an effort, but I'm so used to tagging people. There's some really good anthropologists on call for the county coroner. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where that case is All right. What was I just doing? I was doing something. Here we go.
In Tampa at about 9 o'clock in the morning. Bristy was seen about an hour later at 10 o'clock at the Natural and Environmental Science.
We're going to be going over this shortly here. This the missing students here.
Sciences building that's on the Tampa campus. Family members say they have not been able to reach them since. This pair are from Bangladesh. They're friends. They're also a couple, according to the family. Police believe they are together, and according to local reports, their phones are off. Those close to them describe them as good students, responsible, adding that they would not miss class. This is highly unusual for both of them. Anyone with information about their whereabouts should contact local police, 911, or you can contact this number, USFPD, at 813-974-2628. The United Cajun Navy is now helping in the search for Nancy Guthrie in Arizona. It's been more than 11 weeks since the 84-year-old vanished from her home in Tucson. New this week in the ongoing search for Nancy, a former FBI profiler tells News Nation's Brian Enton that the images of blood on Nancy's front porch after she was taken may indicate a few things for investigators. Among them, he believes the droplets may indicate Nancy's face was close to the ground and she could have been hunched over on the ground at some point. Based on where that blood trail ends, he suggests that she may have then been picked up and carried over her gravel driveway. Police still have no suspects in Nancy's disappearance. There is a $1 million reward being offered by the family. Nancy's daughter, Savannah Guthrie, has now returned to her post as co-anchor of the Today Show on NBC and continues to hope for her mom's return. Now to this week's featured case, the disappearance of Amy Hilliard in California. Amy is a mother, a wife, and a business owner, and she means so much to the Oakland community where she lives and works. Those who love Amy describe her and her ability to bring others together as a superpower. And that's why the last few weeks have been so unsettling. And when she was last seen on March 25th, at that time, she was spotted on surveillance video in an area she was known to walk and also hike. Her disappearance has sparked a large search across the Bay Area as her family and friends hold on to hope that someone can bring her home to her family safely.
The constant unknowingness of where my wife is, my best friend, my partner, it's unbearable. Every morning I wake up and the nightmare starts over again.
Chris Hilliard replays the last time he saw his wife, Amy, over and over again. The morning of March 25th was a pretty ordinary day. The couple, who has been together for 25 years, had breakfast at their home. Chris says he dropped Amy off at the train station for a therapy appointment. She texted him just before 2 p.m., and neighbors say they also spoke to her while she was out walking her dog in Cleveland Heights that afternoon. But when Chris came home just before 3 p.m., he knew something was wrong.
I returned home from work and noticed that the back door was open and the dog was out of its crate, which was surprising, and her belongings were on the counter in the kitchen. So I knew something was wrong at that point.
Oakland police started canvassing the area for surveillance video.
There's no indication of anything other than...
All right, hold on a second here. Just got to an ER and in a room. Oh, I didn't know you were going to the doctors. Let us know what's going on, buddy. All right. We hope you're okay. Let us know if you need anything, Dom, for sure. All right. Yeah, the train station means something totally different if you've watched Yellowstone.
Than that she left the home and we don't know how or why at this point.
Hours turned into days. Then nearly a week later, police found something.
Okay, so this is, hold on a second. This is where we kind of left off last week here.
Hours turned into days. Then, nearly a week later,
Here.
police found something.
Okay, so at risk due to medical conditions. So apparently she was having some sort of a depression. She's in that range. That's a 52-year-old female, 5 foot tall, 120 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes. But the age here is to me screaming that she's, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but usually that's kind of around the age when they get that thing. Wearing white short sleeve shirt and light jeans, white sneakers with black stripes. She's probably not, I mean, I don't know if she's probably wearing those clothes right now. This is just strange. I remember the train station too, because that's where she was supposedly dropped off.
Video of Amy from the day she vanished at a public park in Oakland called Diamond Park. It's a place she is known to walk and hike.
Is that misspelled or is that just hold on a second. I'm talking too much. Sorry. Hold on a second. Trying to get because I don't think we've heard this before.
Video of Amy from the day she vanished at a public park in Oakland called Diamond Park. It's a place she is known to walk and hike about 2 miles from her home. Law enforcement agencies fanning out across the area, deploying helicopters and search parties. Volunteer groups and loved ones join too.
We're out looking for any articles of clothing or shoes or anything that could help.
Nearly a month later, and still no sign of Amy. The news rattling the Bay Area community.
Very creepy and very scary. I was stunned. We live close around Lake Merritt. We walk around there all the time.
It also sparked an...
Okay, hold on a second here. Because that's new. Did we know that last week? Leader Joe is here. Where's Leader Joe? There's Leader Joe right there. Good to see Leader Joe. Yeah, we hope you're feeling okay. Well, geez, that's awful. Yes, we'll subscribe to Patricia too. I didn't know she had a channel. So whoever put that in the chat, thank you so much for doing that. That's why, and Southern Gal will usually tell me I'm throwing wrenches at people. I try to give people wrenches in the chat so that if they have, channels or, their own, like Paula does here. I'm sorry, Patricia does. That way they can post their channels in the chat. So that's why I do that. Other than that, it's just a wrench. It just doesn't mean anything. What was I just saying? So Lita Joe's here. Good to see Lita Joe. I have no problem promoting other great creators. I know that Josh is in here too. Where Lavender Grows is in here. Got a great channel. Doing great work. So I'll subscribe to that once I get out of here. But always good to see everybody. What was I just saying? All right, hold on 1 second. We're going to go here to Diamond Park really quick. And I don't know if they've, is that the way you spell diamond? Maybe out in California here. But anyways, this is where Diamond Park is. So this is where, and this, okay, so this is, I'm going to have to do some sort of a surveillance here. But this place is pretty cool. Did we go here last week? I don't remember doing this. So I'll leave this up just in case we need to get back to it. We'll go back to this here.
Army of Support. Amy and her husband co-own Farley's Coffee in San Francisco and Oakland. A tree of hope sits in the coffee shop with messages for Amy and her family.
She loved to bring community together, host gatherings at our home, host gatherings at our cafes.
Set me free to find my calling. She, as you can tell, is a beloved member of the Oakland community, extremely active, both through Farley's, through the East Bay Children's Choir.
At a packed vigil, her friends visibly emotional and shaken by her disappearance.
We miss her dearly. She is a beloved, beloved friend, sister, mother, wife.
The Oakland Police Department says they are treating the case as a missing person at risk and that there are no signs that foul play is involved. Authorities say Amy has a medical condition, though details of that condition are not being released. Chris says Amy had been receiving help for depression and anxiety.
On medication for that, seeing a therapist.
Okay, so I have her information scrolling across the bottom again. I'm doing service tomorrow, so I need a few hours of sleep. Thank you, Dave, for all the kind words of support. You're awesome, buddy. Keep up the good work. Always good to see you here in the chat. I get it. It's late. So just have a good, safe week. Always good to see you here, and try to keep promoting great creators like yourself. And there we go. Okay, so like I said, across the bottom here, we got anyone information about Hilliard's location, just a phone number there. So let's keep going here. So March 25th, so it's almost exactly a month, right? It is a month.
And been taking steps to get better.
He says she has never
The depression thing is strange.
done anything like this before. The unknown is starting to take its toll. The Hilliards have 2 daughters who are home now from college, waiting for answers.
Them not knowing where their mother is something no child should have to go through.
I make lists of where I think she could be. I wake up every morning thinking about it and go to bed every night thinking about it.
But Amy's army is refusing to sit still, creating a website called BringAmyHome.com, working with the media and continuing to conduct searches and hold vigils. Just like the tree in her coffee shop, they're choosing to hold on to hope.
I believe that you are out there somewhere. And I pray that wherever you are safe. If you are with my sister or have seen my sister, please let us.
Okay, so I'm just going to read this because I just decided to kind of, hold on a second. I'll take you guys with me for this. Hold on one second. I just wanted to, thank you, Mustang. You're so awesome. Hold on a second. I want to, I just Google search or AI search this here because it was bugging me here for a second. And I just basically put in, how often do women run away after onset of menopause? Well, there's no precise statistic of how often women physically run away, leave without notice. Data indicates that 7 in 10, roughly 70% women surveyed blame menopause for breakdown of their marriage or relationships. This phenomenon is often called mental divorce or gray divorce, reflects a spike in relation dissolution among women in their 40s and 50s as hormonal shifts, all of that stuff. A UK survey found 73% of women blame menopause for their marriage breaking down. Symptoms of driving disconnection. Key drivers include intense rage, irritability, extreme fatigue, severe lack of sleep. So I mean, it's kind of strange, right? And I'll keep that up just in case we need to go back to it. So, hold on a second here. Do you think that would make any sense? Do you think somebody would just up and leave from like depression like that? That doesn't make it to me. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But then again, I'm a guy, so I don't know. I just don't.
Just know she's okay. I love you.
These poor. This is the reason why. This is another reason why I'm here. These poor people. These the families of these people. Just. This is aggravating. This is terrible.
Amy, and I hope I get to.
Remember, what was her face last couple of years ago? She went missing in Los Angeles, and her father, ended up, unaliving himself. That was woman from Hawaii. She just took off. So I don't know. She was younger though. She was much younger.
See you soon.
The family is also offering a $10,000 reward for any information that helps find her. A community ready to welcome back one of their own with open arms.
Help us keep this front of mind and out there. She's out there. We just need to bring her home.
Bring Amy home. Come home.
We love you and come home, and we're here for you. And there is a huge community to surround you with love.
I love you. Our daughters love you. We love you unconditionally. We just want to know you're safe. That's all we need.
Because authorities are not considering this to be any type of foul play or anything, but I don't know if they have enough information to, make that in the future. Like, this is to me, this is a little disturbing because she left kind of everything behind, right? She just kind of, I don't know, this is weird.
So much love for a woman who brought people together and is dearly missed. Joining us now, Amy's husband, Chris, and her sister, Alexandra. Thank you both for agreeing to talk to us. And I'm sorry for the nightmare that you.
I ran away once, then I got a phone call to come back before I get into big trouble. So I came back.
Both are waking up to each and every morning. Chris, I want to start with you. I know this doesn't make sense. Where did
I like her new hairstyle.
she go? Why did she leave? What happened? What's the latest that you can share with the public who's out there trying to help look for her?
Yeah, thank you for having us on this morning. This is obviously unimaginably difficult. And the hardest part is just not knowing where she is or what happened. There's no new updates. We follow leads every day that may come in, and we don't know what happened at this point.
Take us back to that day, the last day, Chris, that Amy was seen. What was happening at that time when you came home and the last conversation that you had with her?
Yeah, she had texted me about 1:40 p.m. that afternoon that she was at home, and I hearted the text, just letting her know I got it. I was at work, and then I got home shortly thereafter around 3 o'clock, and I came in the backyard.
I just found that Melissa Besson case. Thank you for letting me know that. I'll try to put that into the queue here. I may not be able to get that tonight, but I will look into that, the Melissa Besson case. Hope I'm saying that right. She's out of Lac du Flambeau. She's missing since 3/17/2000, so a couple of weeks ago, last year, actually. Gender female. County Vilas County. She's Indian of descent. March 17th. And this was observed. Okay, so I'll try to cover that at some point here.
And our back door was open, and our dog came running out of the house, which was a little surprising.
Thank you for that. I appreciate
it. And I walked inside 1:40 p.m. that afternoon that she was
up to each and every morning. Chris, I want to start with you. I know this doesn't make sense. Where did she go? Why did she leave? What happened? What's the latest that you can share with the public who's out there trying to help look for her?
Yeah, thank you for having us on this morning. This is obviously unimaginably difficult. And the hardest part is just not knowing where she is or what happened. There's no new updates. We follow leads every day that may come in, and we don't know what happened at this point.
Take us back to that day, the last day, Chris, that Amy was seen. What was happening at that time when you came home?
I'll tell you one thing, he sounds a lot more sincere in this interview than he did the last time we did this last week. Remember?
And the last conversation that you had with her.
Yeah, she had texted me about 1:40 p.m. that afternoon that she was at home, and I hearted the text, just letting her know I got it. I was at work, and then I got home shortly thereafter around 3 o'clock, and I came in the backyard, and our back.
This is so terribly sad. This is just, you just want to go out there and help. You know, I just want to get out there and help. Look, I mean, it's just tough. This is terrible.
Back door was open, and our dog came running out of the house, which was a little surprising. And
so the back door was open, and the dog came running out of the house. I don't know if hold on a second. I don't understand.
Back door was open, and our dog came running out of the house, which was a little surprising. And I walked inside, and then her belongings were on.
If the back door was open, the dog came running out of the house. What was the dog doing in the house? Would dogs usually just stay in the house? What kind of a dog was it, do you think? Wouldn't the dog have just, I mean, if the door was open for a long period of, don't you think the dog would have just taken off anyways?
On the counter, her purse, her wallet, her phone. At that point, I was very concerned, and I searched the house, and there was no signs of her. So I immediately went looking around the neighborhood, and then came back, and it was clear something was wrong, and I called OPD to file a missing persons report.
And how soon after that did the video come to light of her at Diamond Park?
I don't recall the exact timing. It was a few days later that video turned up, but we believe that video was from the 25th, the day she disappeared.
Alexandra, I watched the video that you posted.
Okay, so on the day she disappeared, hold on a second here. I'm just trying to understand this here. This is kind of bizarre, to say the least. So on the day she disappeared, she was seen on the 25th. She was seen around here, right? Is that what I'm understanding? I'm gonna have to get. Do we remember where she lived? I mean, this is a nice place here. So there's a video that shows up that she's out here. Hold on a second. Let's go back. Some of this stuff is not adding up here, in my opinion.
And the dream that you had about your sister and the message that you sent to her. Tell me about getting the call that she was missing.
Yeah, so on the day she went missing, Chris called me. I was getting ready for dinner with my kids, and it was scary. I've never received any call like that. And I said I would come over immediately and help, and just not anything you think you'd ever experience.
Yeah, and I think we all put ourselves in your shoes and think, okay, an hour turns into a day, into a week, and now you guys are at the 1 month mark. I can't wrap my mind around.
I just feel so bad for this woman here. It's her sister, you know, just
around the pain that ensues. What are police saying right now? What investigative tools are they using, Chris, to try to find answers?
Yeah, well, they say it's an ongoing priority case for a missing person. So there's no evidence of foul play or any signs of a struggle or abduction. So it's a missing persons case. It's ongoing. It's their priority. And they continue to follow up on leads, and they've served warrants.
The thing that's strange about this case, right, is they'll always tell you that people have every right to go missing if they want to, right? People who are adult age can go missing whenever they want. And usually, when you get to this point here, there has to be some sort of foul play for somebody to actually look around for somebody, right? They'll usually say, if there's no foul play here, we have really nothing to go on. So we're just going to treat this as like a voluntarily missing person, right? Like, so I wonder why they're even bothering here, right? Like, this doesn't make any sense to why, if there's no suggestion of foul play, why they're even investigating this at all. It's just, this case is a little strange. Because, that's the problem with these cases is you never know if there's, you can't read a book by its cover, especially when it comes to stuff like this, an onset of depression and stuff like that. You don't know what's going on in people's homes, man. You just don't, unfortunately. And she may not want to be found, right? So if you go looking for her, but this case here, I don't understand. If there's no foul play suggested and this person's above a normal age, why are they even looking for her? Why are they doing an investigation? So, and I'm with Gretchen here. Usually the husband is always the first, so I'm assuming he's been questioned. So, just saying.
For technology such as the cell phone data and Google data and that sort of thing.
You mentioned that Amy has never done anything like this before. She's never left and not told anyone where she's going. Are there any other things that you look back that were red flags or things that she said that may help you understand this?
No, this just doesn't make sense. She disappeared without a trace, and we don't know what happened, and
we love Heather here. Heather, Heather's been with me. Heather, Miranda, Mino Dino, Paula, all these people. But Heather, it's always so good to see Heather here. It's amazing. She's an amazing freaking person. Good to see Heather for sure. I hope you're doing well.
Just focused on trying to find her at this point. We just want to bring her home.
Alexandra, I'm really touched by how many people have shown up to search for your sister at these events, the tree at your guys' coffee shop. Tell us about your sister, Amy, what you love and what you miss so much.
Yeah, she's been there for me my whole life. She's taken care of me. She's taught me a lot. She's been my mentor in many regards. She has been my cooking buddy and my career guru. And there's just not a moment in my life that I don't remember without her. And so it's just devastating to not have her here right now.
Yeah. And if there's a chance that she hears your plea, what do you want to say to her?
I just want her to know that we love her and we're here for her and we will continue to be here for her. Anything that she needs, we have her.
It's remarkable to see so many people show up in a lot of missing cases that does.
It's just so you can tell that him too. He like I said, he looks a lot more sincere here than he did in the initial thing that we saw last week. But the sister here is like just one camel's, whatever, on the verge of breaking down here. Just, you feel for these people, man. It's just terrible.
Doesn't happen. It just is a testament to what Amy means to your community. What does that mean to you both to see so many people supporting you and loving Amy and trying to help bring her home? Alexandra, I'll start with you.
Yeah, again, a testament to her and everything she's done for so many people. And it just means the world to know that we're not in this alone. I talk about how on the day, the 25th, when she went missing and Chris called me, and it felt so lonely, the two of us. And now we have hundreds of people, thousands of people potentially now across the country.
This is like the last call you ever want to receive in your life, right? Like this, Southern Gal is amazing. She does a great job with her, she usually does her missing persons Monday. There's so many missing people out there. It's just, there's too many. You can't, you just can't cover them all in a lifetime. Every time you feel like you got, an advantage, there's more people that go missing. And every single one of these people deserves to have an answer, right? It sucks. It's terrible.
Caring for her, looking for her, loving her, and it means more than words can express for her family.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, and it runs deep, that love, and makes a big difference. Chris, we mentioned that Amy was struggling, as many people do, with depression and anxiety. What would it mean to her to know that she is so cared for and so missed, to see this display?
Well, she would be incredibly touched that so many people care about her. I mean, she was also a private person and certainly wouldn't want to be in the national spotlight, not like this.
I wonder if they have any type of. Obviously, the first thing they're going to probably do is do a geofence dump, some sort of. I'm pretty sure that they've looked into her financials, maybe, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they can do if there's no foul play involved, because that's kind of an invasion of privacy, right? Unless there's some sort of they may be keeping things close to the vest too, but all I'm saying is, if there's no foul play and they have no reason to believe there's foul play, they really have no business butting into her life. I mean, they must think something, or they wouldn't be. I mean, I've gone over cases where, if an adult goes missing, there's no foul play, there's nothing they can do. It's a missing person. It is what it is, because people can go missing. It happens all the time. People just, some people go missing because they're being domestically abused and they don't want to be known or seen, whatever. There must be something else going on here, even though they're saying there's no foul play, because they would not be investigating this, in my opinion, if there wasn't, except for this mental health struggle here. But who doesn't have mental health struggles, right? I
mean, she does so many wonderful things for so many people in the community, and that's what she wants to be known for. And because all these people are out there looking, helping, it's just a testament to who she is as a person.
You mentioned there are no real solid leads to follow. Were you able to see the video of Amy in the park, and did anything stand out to you as unusual?
The video looked pretty ordinary. There was nothing significant about it. We believe it was her and that she was likely going to that park, as it's a park she's been to in the past. Amy is an avid hiker, so there's lots of trails in the area that she would often go to. So those parks have been searched with the search and rescue teams.
And Alexandra, as you play back conversations that you've had,
she might have been followed home by somebody. I mean, to me, the strange thing is the dog. It's just kind of, there's a lot of strange things about this case, but usually if I were to leave the door open during the day but some dogs will probably just sit right there. I don't know.
had in the last few weeks and months with your sister, anything concerning stand out to you that might be helpful to investigators?
I mean, just that she loves all of her family, and I don't think that she would, do something like this. It just doesn't make sense to me. And we were talking about making plans to see each other last time I talked to her. So
Yeah.
I just don't know.
So when police say they don't suspect foul play, do you both believe that?
I believe that she left the house. We don't know why or how, and we don't know what happened after that. That's all I know. So, there's no information past that.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, there's no evidence of anything, but we just don't know what happened. It's incredibly distressing just not knowing the circumstances of it.
Yeah. I think about what you said, the difficulty of trying to help your kids understand this. You've got 2 college-aged daughters. Describe Amy.
I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I mean, does anybody think this guy seems a little weird to you? Now I know I'm looking at him as like this case is going on here. Don't mind me, the gummies are in full effect. Awesome. That is fantastic. Keep popping those gummies for sure. It's the only way you're going to get through it. I just think he's a little, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't want to say kind of elusive. I want to say something different than elusive. And I don't want to say he seems like he's putting something on. Just doesn't, something's not adding up here.
Me as a mom and how you're helping your kids navigate this tough situation.
Yeah, our daughters are devastated. They miss their mom every single moment of the day. They can't stop thinking about her. Last night,
I'm going to play that part again. I know you guys are probably pretty sick and tired of this, but I want to play that part again when she asked that question about, do you think this, because his response to me is really strange. And I want to see if you guys think the same thing. Hold on a second here. And it could be just because this is the case. And I do know that about 70%, if somebody goes missing in a relationship, it's usually got to do with somebody close to the victim, right? And maybe that's why I'm feeling that way about this guy. But this question that she asked was really like right to the point. Like all of a sudden they were talking about this stuff here, and then Marnie Hughes just asked this question. And I just want to get you guys' response on this because I think it just took me strangely. Whoops.
Do something like this. It just doesn't make sense to me. And we were talking about making plans to see each other last time I talked to her. So
yeah,
I just don't know.
So when police say they don't suspect foul play, do you both believe that?
There's this awkward pause here. Right? Like this. I mean, she is completely like, the sister is like ready to answer. This is a strange exchange between these 3 people.
I believe that she left the house. We don't know why or how, and we don't know what happened after that. That's all I know. So, there's no information past that.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
yeah, there's no evidence of anything, but we just don't know what happened. It's incredibly distressing just not knowing.
I don't know. That whole response from him is just weird. That's just, and I'm not blaming him for anything. I'm not saying he's done anything, because even the police at this point are saying this is no foul play here. But to me, that whole response is just really, really, I don't know. It took me, obviously this time, the second time, it doesn't seem as bad as it did the first time, but still, it seems, I don't want to say evasive. I just want to say, I don't know if he was expecting that question to be asked. Sorry.
The circumstances of it.
Yeah. I think about what you said, the difficulty of trying to help your kids understand this. You've got 2 college-aged daughters. Describe Amy as a mom and how you're helping your kids navigate this tough situation.
Yeah, our daughters are devastated. They miss their mom every single moment of the day. They can't stop thinking about her. Last night, one of them told me I was about to text her. And then
So they're co-owners of this coffee house here, Farley's. They both co-own this place here. So, you know, they're I don't want to say they're well off, but they're probably you know, upper middle class. I believe they have a couple of daughters. They live in response to Paula's question here. Yeah, he could be nervous being on TV for sure. He could be a little bit odd, yeah, for sure. What house does she like? That's right. It's not illegal to be strange. I just, you know, I go by first impression stuff too. That whole response to me seems a little weird. It's just might be me. Maybe I'm just weird. Oh, who knows?
and she remembered that she's not there. She doesn't know where she is. It's just absolutely devastating.
Yeah, no child should have to go through this. Alexandra, tell us about anything that is planned in terms of searches, what things police are doing, are canines involved, anything else upcoming that folks in your area can particularly help with, join in on, or support?
Yeah, I mean, the bringamyhome.com website has all of the information for how to get involved and how to spread the word. We do have ongoing searches. There's an incredible group of volunteers who are organizing that. And anytime we think of a potential new location that we should check or, you know, get any information from OPD or any other tips, we are sending that to the volunteer group to coordinate searches. So bringamyhome.com is the best place to go for information and just really spreading the word about this. You never know who knows someone who lives somewhere who may have seen her. So that's the best thing we can do right now.
Yeah, that outreach is important. Chris, how far and wide has the search extended, particularly around that park that Amy seemed to know so well?
Yeah,
You think so? You think she ran off with somebody else? That's a possibility. Definitely a possibility. On the spectrum, my cousin's child says I'm a bit more aughty than usual when she's having a bad day. Huh. You have no idea what I get called here.
Really search the Oakland area. We'll keep searching it. We're going to keep searching until we find her. But now, as we expand the reach, we're looking around the Bay Area at other possibilities.
That's what I think. You know, I'm pretty sure that they've, you know, I'm pretty sure that they've, you know, checked into her financials and stuff. But you know, unless they feel like there's been a crime committed, then there's really nothing that they can do. She's pretty high functioning, but does have her days if overstimulated. Okay, so hold on a second here.
There's been a few tips that have come in, but nothing's panned out that's led to.
I just don't understand why they're doing this whole investigation if they're just saying that there's no foul play. I mean, what are they? I don't know. Usually law enforcement will back off if there's no signs of a struggle. There's no foul play. She can leave whenever she wants to. She's not tied down to anybody or anything. She has no lawful right. Like she's not breaking any laws. She's not. I mean, I don't know. And you would think that they would have probably already been into her financials. Like if she ran off with somebody else or whatever, you would think that there'd be some sort of a, you know, money trail, but you never know. Maybe she just took on a completely new identity. Who knows?
Anything concrete at this point. So we're going to just keep going until we find her.
All right, Chris and Alexandra, thank you both for sharing Amy with us. Let's hope that the message gets to her.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. What's that song? Is it Charlie Rich? Behind closed doors. Nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. People, I've seen it case after case after case. You know, in this horrible business called true crime, it happens all the time. People act a lot differently in private than they do in public. So you never know. You never know what's going on. To me, the red flags in this case here, if it is a case at all, is the depression, the onset of the depression thing, the dog just being in the house with the door open, she leaving everything behind. And that response by him is, to me, a little troubling because it seemed like he had to almost, I don't want to say correct himself right, like quickly to think of an answer, but to just, I don't know, it just seemed weird. The sister answered it like that, right? She, you know, it took him a little while, and that may be nothing, I don't know, but
her wherever she is and that she's home soon. I know you both are in a lot of pain, and I appreciate that you've got each other to lean on, and we'll do everything we can to help spread the word about Amy in Oakland and beyond, in the chance that somebody sees her, spots her, and we can get her home safely to you. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again,
poor woman here. I just feel so bad for her. You can tell she's not well. She's not coping with this well at all. She's, you know, she's very, she wants her sister back. All right, so here we go.
and an Amy's picture and what she was wearing at the time of her disappearance when she was last seen. A white short sleeve shirt, light colored blue jeans, and white sneakers with black pants. Anyone with information about Amy Hilliard's whereabouts can contact the Oakland Police Department's Missing Persons Unit. Amy's Army is out there. They need your help and support. So thank you for being part of this family.
All right, so I got this scrolling across the bottom. This is Amy Hilliard, Oklahoma Police Department's. That's the number there, if anybody knows anything or not. But I'll keep this running for a while here, and I'll keep a close eye on this here. All right, so let's get out of this here. Let's see here. And then I want to go to this case here. Hold on 1 second here. This is going to be another kind of colder case here. I wonder if she wanted a divorce. I have no idea what's going on in that case. It doesn't seem like they're treating this like a missing, just a voluntary missing person case. Just to me, it doesn't. They wouldn't be doing all of this stuff. Okay, so this is another one of these colder cases here. And this is the case of Carol Edwards. This is out in Seattle, Washington here, or around that area here. A young woman, a quiet life, and a disappearance that has haunted a family 45 years ago, 4 decades. And now there's a new push to pull, to try to get some, fresh eyes on this case here. And I got her story up right here. So we'll play this for a little bit, then I'll give you the rundown on this case here. Okay, so here we are. Here we go.
The King County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit is asking for your help to solve the mystery of what happened to Carol Edwards. On January 2nd, 1981, the 25-year-old vanished from her home in Shoreline. Detectives believe even 45 years later, someone knows what happened to her. Carol,
are you going night to bed? All right, Heather, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. We love Heather here. She's an amazing person. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. It's always good to see you here. Arguably one of the greatest people in the world. We love Heather here. Hope you're well.
Edwards lived a normal life. She worked at TV Guide in downtown Seattle. and lived with the boyfriend she'd had since high school.
Something happened to her, and we want to know what that was.
King County Major Crime Sergeant Jim Belford says on the night Carol went missing, she took her usual bus ride home from work, getting on at 6th and Stewart and getting off at 165th and Aurora Avenue North, then walking 2 blocks to her home on North 157th Street in Shoreline.
She did not turn on the lights, or the lights were not turned on, let's put it that way. The mail and her keys were found inside the residence on the counter.
He says there were no signs of a struggle, but her coat was found on the garage floor. Her dog still tied up out back.
So that is concerning.
Well, I was the last person who talked to her.
Sally Head is Carol's older sister, who describes her as creative and quiet.
We were best friends.
They'd made plans for Sally to bring her daughter to visit Carol the next day. Then a call that changed everything.
Her boyfriend called and said that he had got home and she wasn't there.
He thought Carol was with her mom, but when she wasn't back the next morning, he called Sally.
That's when.
Hope you're well, Heather. Just stay safe this week. Have a good week for sure. I know it's a lot of people's vacation this week, April vacation, I think, especially for people who have kids, school.
Sally became concerned, and that's when they called the police and initiated the missing person.
Okay, so let's dive a little bit into this here. Let's see here. Hold on one second here. Okay, so this is coming from the Charlie Project here. So this is her here. That's an image of her there. There was circa 1981. Missing since 102, January the 2nd, 1981. Seattle, Washington. She's classified as an endangered missing. A female, white, 11/24/1955. So she'd be 70. Time of disappearance, she was 25. Height and weight, 5'4", 109 pounds. That might have changed. So Edwards was last seen leaving her station editor job at TV Guide in downtown Seattle. Is TV Guide still even in business? I always loved the crossword puzzle in TV Guide. So she was editor job at a TV Guide in downtown Seattle, Washington on January 2nd, 1981. She was probably en route to her apartment in the 500 block of North 167th Street. I'll copy that. She probably did arrive there, so we don't know that, as her coat and keys were later found at her home. Here we go with the keys in the car and the coat found at home. She has never been, I'm pretty sure it was fairly cold. I don't know how cold it gets out there. She has never been heard from again. Edwards wasn't leading a high-risk lifestyle in 1981, and she was a dependable employee and involved in a steady relationship. Let me read that again. Edwards wasn't leading a high-risk lifestyle in 1981, and she was a dependable employee and involved in a steady relationship. Wasn't hold on a second. Wasn't Ridgway around at the time? Hold on a second here. Ridgway, known for the Green River Killer, is an American serial killer who was convicted of murdering 49 women between 1982 and 1998. At the time of his arrest in 2001, he was believed to be the most prolific serial killer in the United States. So he started, they think he started in 1982. Uh, 1982 to 1984, the body of Ridgway's first known victim was found in July 1982. So This case here, she was 1981, January. So, yeah, about a half a year. No, a whole year. I'll have to look into that. All right, so back to this here. Hold on a second. She normally took the bus to and from work. Foul play is suspected in her disappearance, but few details are available. No shit. Okay, so let's get back to this story here. Hold on a second here. I wonder if she got caught up with the Gary Ridgway thing. But she wasn't.
According to detectives, Carol's boyfriend is not considered a suspect. Has he been pretty cooperative through all these years?
He has. He's submitted to polygraph, DNA swabs.
In 1981, missing persons cases were handled differently. By the time a report was taken, critical hours had passed.
So we started doing searches all around. We had a lot of people at the house looking for her.
When Gary Ridgway started killing women a year later, Sally wondered if Carol could have been his first victim.
Didn't I just say that? Sometimes I feel like I'm psychic, man. And I don't watch this stuff before you guys did. I'm watching this at the same. Obviously, they've looked into him, but they don't. I mean, she wasn't. She wasn't the same kind of victim as the other ones. But you never know. I mean,
she wasn't.
Gary Ridgway has been contacted and interviewed regarding Carol's disappearance. He is not considered a suspect.
But was there another serial killer targeting women in that area?
We have explored persons of interest. At this point in time, there is not enough evidence that will allow us to charge anyone with Carol's disappearance.
They do, however, have some DNA evidence, and the science is advancing rapidly.
I do believe that if we find her, the dominoes will begin to fall, and we will be able to identify.
These no body cases, man, they're so difficult to solve because, everybody always asks, why take the body? Well, if you don't have a body, you don't have evidence. They can get a lot of evidence off a body. And these no body missing person foul play cases, they're so difficult to solve because you literally need almost like a miracle. You need somebody to come forward, or, especially up there in Washington, like there's so many vast places that people can, and you're talking, 45 years. That's difficult to find a body, man. That's going to be tough, but you're just hoping at some point somebody would come forward and just give them the information they need. But she'd be 70 right now. So, it's not looking good in this case, that's for sure. But there's always hope.
Who's responsible for her disappearance?
For 45 years, holidays have come and gone, birthdays remembered.
It's been hard just not knowing. And to see my mom, you think of losing a child. That was difficult for her.
A family still waiting.
Look at these clothes. This is a gone day. Look at these bell bottoms. They're still there, right? 1981, you still had the bell bottoms. Everybody pretty much had straight hair. The really weird sunglasses had disappeared by the early 80s, but these clothes, man, it doesn't look that cold there. These cars there, though. Look at these cars. Good Lord.
A life interrupted, a mystery unsolved.
We've done searches, we've done digs in areas of interest.
It's such a great song. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate Mustang being here. Mustang's an amazing person. She has a channel too, but I don't think she wants me to promote that. Mustang's a great person. Always good to have Mustang here. Leader Joe too. It's always good to see Leader Joe. I always forget to say goodnight to Leader Joe. I don't know why. Unindicted co-conspirator too. So if I forget this time, again, I apologize in advance.
And have come up with nothing. At this point in time, I believe that someone out there has spoken to someone who has knowledge about this case. And we need that knowledge. We need to push this case forward. We need to find Carol.
It's so weird to see those cars these days because there was a time when they were everywhere, right? Like, you couldn't, I mean, I see people drive around with cars like that all the time these days, but back in the day, that was the thing. You had those heavy metal cars, man. Thank you, Mustang. That's too bad you're not doing anything on your channel. But that's your choice, I guess. I always like your stuff when you post stuff. All right. Anyways, I'll keep an eye on this. This just popped up in my feed, so I figured I'd play this. There's not a ton of information on this case here. But yeah.
Carol and bring her home.
If you have any information on what happened to Carol Edwards or who may have been involved, you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously or send an email to Detective.
A good-looking kid. You know, it's just sad. It just sucks. You know, nobody knows where the hell she is. Nobody knows. I mean, these cases here may just end up going cold forever. It's just such a sad thing.
Detective Belford at mcutips@kingcounty.gov.
Okay, so I'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, I don't know. I'm probably not going to get to this case here, but this guy here. Let's do it. Let's do it right now because this guy here is crazy.
Hands up! What's wrong with you?
Do you remember this guy here? If you want to see probably the most aggravating interrogatee, this guy here. This is so. I mean, this is. This guy is such a loser.
Hands by your back. Hands by your back. Here. You're not listening. I got one already done. What's going on?
This arrest is over 22 years in the making. When officers found a woman murdered inside her home, they uncovered several clues, but none that led them to a suspect. As the case slowly ran cold, investigators continued pressing on until a final DNA breakthrough revealed a killer who had been hiding in plain sight all along.
This guy here. Have you guys seen this before? This guy isn't fooling anybody.
Erase that or any of the stuff that was on there for the past few weeks? Is it still there?
You guys, I don't mean to show any disrespect, but I've been cooperating with you since day one, and I think I've answered enough questions.
There's no tears coming out of your face.
This guy. If you're going to act, right, if you're going to go into these interrogation rooms, and if you're not going to cry naturally, don't try acting because, you know, I've seen the best actors do it and it just doesn't work. They can tell right away. They actually, I think sometimes they'll have the waste paper basket here and then they'll have the box of tissues here. And then the person will try to use the box of tissues for no tears. And then they throw them in the trash. And these people will go through that trash bin to see if there's any actual tears on the napkins. And this guy here wasn't fooling anybody.
I'm very dry right now.
You're dry?
I'm very dry. I'm parched. I'm dehydrated. You can
There's
probably
water.
see my eyes are bloodshot red because I'm just tired and drained. I don't know what's going on. You want me to drink water so I can tear? Like,
what a crybaby. He's not even tearing. She's not falling for any of this shit.
No, I don't want you to tear.
On the morning of May 2nd, 2001, emergency lines in Montgomery County received a disturbing call from Drummond Avenue in Chevy Chase, Maryland.
911, what's emergency? I'm at 4824 Drummond, Chevy Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I work for a company and we didn't hear a call from an employee. We just walked in the door, our husband and I, and there's blood in the foyer, and it looks like something possibly happened.
Brett walked into his office and realized that one of his employees, 50-year-old Leslie Prier, had not arrived. As time passed, he called her husband, Carl Prier, known as Sandy to the family, to check on her. That was when both men realized something was wrong. When they rushed into the house, they saw overturned tables and pools of blood staining the walls, with Leslie nowhere to be found, prompting Brett to make his harrowing 911 call.
You're not in the house anymore, are you? We're in the house right now. The husband's looking around.
What's your first name, sir?
Brett, B-R-E-T-T.
Okay. When was the last time
The last time the husband saw her was 7:45 this morning.
Did she have a car or anything?
No, she was going to walk to the bus.
Okay. Is there a lot of blood?
But it looks like there's possibly maybe a struggle, a couple things knocked down.
Okay.
When officers rushed into the home, they found Leslie's lifeless body in the bathroom of the master bedroom. The autopsy report would later reveal that Leslie died from multiple blunt force trauma to the head and strangulation, confirming the death as a homicide. Reports also indicated that Leslie had been beaten near the foyer, strangled, and then dragged upstairs, where her lifeless body was dumped in the bathroom.
There were signs of a struggle, but no forced entry. In addition, police report no previous problems in this quiet community, nor do they see any connection to any other crimes unsolved in the county.
To understand what may have happened, detectives decided to speak with Brett. During his conversation with investigators, Brett shared several disturbing observations he had made. Brett said that after Leslie didn't show up at work and no one knew of her whereabouts, he called Leslie's daughter to see if she had a health appointment. And when he found out she didn't, he decided to call her husband, Sandy.
And I said, nobody's heard from her. We've called home and there's no answer or whatever. I even called once and I got the machine that just hung up. I didn't leave a message.
Okay.
And Diane called and left I think she said she left a message. And so then Sandy, his name is Carl, but he's called Sandy.
Okay.
I think it's just
His nickname?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said, I'm going over there.
All right.
And I said, okay, well, call me when you get over there. So when I hung up, I said to myself, I'm pretty close. I'm going to go over there too. I'm worried. This is my employee.
You knew where she lived?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've been here before?
Oh yeah. I've dropped her off a couple times because I go by here.
Okay.
On my way home, like in Bethesda.
All right.
Once a blue moon, I'll take her home.
All right.
He opened the door, and we both went in. And to the left, there was a rug was kind of scrunched up, and he went in right in front of me. And to the right, I saw a purse on the ground, and I looked a little more to the right, and I saw blood all in the right corner behind the door.
How much?
Pretty decent amount. Not like.
You okay, Dom? Sorry that had to happen. Jarrett Brooks out of Joseph City, Arizona, went missing from Joseph City, Arizona. Jarrett was last seen July 4th, 2023. He was 16 years old. Thank you for that information. All right, you keep us informed there, buddy. Hope you're doing all right.
A pool of it, but up against the wall and shoved in the corner.
Okay, so it's up on the wall.
Yes.
And then the amount that's on the floor, was it bigger than your hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Both saw it at the same time. I think I saw the blood first.
Okay.
And I said, oh, and then he said, oh my God. And then I you know, he saw that, and I went to the wall, and I said, Sandy, you know, look at this. And then
What was he doing?
he was going, oh my God, he was.
I just wanted to play that interrogation. It's an interesting case. This is an interesting case, but we got other fish to Friday night. I just wanted to play. The guy's such a dweeb. Okay, so let's go here. This is the case that Paula was talking about tonight. This happened over here in Massachusetts. So we'll go with this one here. This is another disturbing case involving children here. So it's going to be a little triggering here. All right, so this happened. Let's see here. This happened a few hours ago yesterday. 2 children are found unalived in a Massachusetts home. Mother arrested and charged with unaliving them. The mother of 2 children were found unalived inside Wellesley, Massachusetts home has been charged with murder. So this is coming out of Wellesley, Massachusetts. I'll pull up a map to let you guys know where that is. So let me back this up here. There's been a lot of this stuff in the news lately. Ages is 6 and 7. Just absolutely ridiculous.
Shock tonight after 2 children are found dead inside a Wellesley home. And just within the last few minutes, the Norfolk DA says their mother is under arrest in Vermont, charged with their murder. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken McLeod. Investigators have spent all day coming and going from the house on Edgemore Avenue, and that's where WBZ's Paul Burton is live for us right now. Paul?
Yeah, Ken, we have just confirmed from the Norfolk County DA's office that 49-year-old Jeanette McCausland has been arrested as a fugitive from justice in the death of her 2 children, ages 6 and 7. She's being held at a correctional facility in Vermont. Meanwhile, folks in this community are overcome with grief.
It's unbelievable. Very shocked, yeah. So I'd never realized something like that.
I feel very sad for the loss of the 2 kids.
Wellesley neighbors are devastated and shocked after a horrifying discovery inside this home at 63 Edgemore Ave.
Check on that residence. Should be 2 children there. Secure that scene. Order in the midnight shift.
Norfolk County DA said Wellesley police had received a call around 9:30 Friday night from a Vermont police department for a wellness check at the home. Once police arrived, they found 2 dead children inside the home.
Yeah, that's the reason why I couldn't have been a cop. There's no way I'm going to be able to go to that house and see 2 unalive kids there. It's just not going to happen. I mean, that's got to be probably the worst thing you could ever see in your entire life. Like, just
Mother is on the phone now. Unconsolable on the phone.
Vicky Chan says she knew something was wrong last night when multiple police cars arrived.
Everyone feels very bad for the loss of the 2 kids. We just wonder, like, what's going on.
James and Laura, who did not want to show their faces, are familiar with the family.
All right, so let's go to the map, give you an idea of where the hell we are. Let's see here. It's so sad. It's just stuff here. Okay, so here's Wellesley. It's about 20-30 minutes taking this expressway here to Wellesley here. You're basically going away from any type of Natick is pretty populous though. But there's Boston there, there's Wellesley. Beautiful town. And we'll be visiting around here again in a few minutes to go back down to Brockton. But let's continue this here. A second here. I just love to give people an idea of where the hell we are. Yeah, this is terrible. This is what info do you have for Melissa Besson? All right, sorry. Let's go back here. Get rid of that there. We'll go back to the tape. Here we go.
From what I know of the family, it seems to me like very surprising. Seemed very well cared for. Their parents seem to love them a lot. None of this seems consistent with what we've seen walking our dog by the house.
There was a large police presence all throughout the day on Saturday as investigators searched the home and spoke with neighbors.
The police knock our door. He wants the camera report. He said it's an accident happened.
Neighbors say they would often see the kids playing outside.
They were very good friends playing together with the kids across the street.
It's really sad. I definitely know there are young kids in those two buildings. I mean, two houses.
Now, folks in this community are wondering how this could happen and why.
It's very sad. I mean, it's horrible. Those were adorable little kids.
Again, the ages of those two children are 6 and 7. McCausland will be arraigned in Vermont Superior Court on Monday to answer to those fugitive from justice charges. Now, Vermont State Police is also working closely with Massachusetts State Police to have her brought back here to Massachusetts to answer to those murder charges as well. Live in Wellesley, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Okay, so hold on one second here. I'll keep an eye on that too. Actually, we'll play this one here really quick. So this one was done 12 hours ago. After officials conducted a well-being, so they went there for a well-being check, and they found the unalived children. This is just disturbing. What is that? That's so sad right there. The beach ball. Oh my God, this is terrible. I'll try to next week. I'm going to try to do this here. The Melissa Besson case. There's just so many cases; it's just impossible to do them all. But I'll do the best I can to do something about that next week. What I really need to do is try to fit in another live at some point during the week. I just don't know when I can do that, but I'm in the initial stages the last couple of weeks of trying to coordinate something with my schedule, my wife's schedule, my kids' schedule, and everybody's schedule to try to see if I can get at least another hour live in to cover some of the other stuff that goes on, because it's just not enough time. There's not enough cases, way too many cases. The birds singing in the background is just so terrible. It's just terrible. Let's play this one here.
Another big story of the day. A Wellesley mother is in jail accused of killing her two children. They were 6 and 7 years old. They were found because of a wellness call from Vermont. Investigators spent much of the day at a home on Edgemore Avenue in Wellesley. Tonight, we're learning about the family.
The kids seem so cheerful, so positive, so happy.
Tonight, neighbors along Edgemore Avenue in Wellesley.
That beach ball is just so sad.
In shock as police discover 2 children dead and alone inside this home. It comes after authorities in Vermont requested a welfare check here late Friday night.
When I woke up, the police were here. It was local and state, and they asked me if I had any Ring cameras or anything like that. And then they asked me when was the last time I heard any of the kids' voices coming from that direction, which tipped me off that something really bad had happened.
The Norfolk District Attorney confirms an arrest.
Okay, so Wellesley Police received a call from a Vermont Police Department. I wonder which police department that was, requesting a well-being check on family members believed to be in a home on Edgemore Avenue. Wellesley Police responded to that home. Wow. I wonder who called us in.
Arrest warrant for the children's mother, now facing murder charges in the deaths of her 6 and 7-year-olds. 49-year-old Janet McCausland was arrested in Vermont, being held there on a fugitive from justice charge before being brought back to Massachusetts. Those who knew the family described them as nice people.
They're always kind, always cheerful.
Wellesley Public Schools released a statement saying in part, "We are devastated to learn of the tragic death of 2 of our WPS students, a 2nd grader and kindergartner at Schofield Elementary School. This is an unimaginable."
Grader and a kindergartner. Like, that's like the best time of life, right? Like, I don't know if anybody can remember back that far, but I remember, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, like, you've got your whole life ahead of you. You got your whole, and to just be, it just sucks. It's just absolutely annoying. This is terrible. I don't know what was going on here, but it's just sad. It's awful.
Loss that will be deeply felt. All day Saturday, investigators carried out items in brown paper bags after the horrific tragedy inside.
I still wonder what happened to them.
Why is your blood pressure so high? Poor guy. It's terrible. Keep us in the loop, man.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And Janet McCausland will be in court there on Monday as a fugitive from justice. She will then be brought back from Vermont.
There's this case here too. I don't know if you guys have been following. This is out of Cleveland here. I don't have to go look for this.
It's a case that baffled investigators since 1998 in Tuscarawas County.
Who cut up a man's body and left his body parts in 2 different suitcases?
Almost 3 decades later, disturbing answers have emerged. An 81-year-old man now faces federal charges, and this is a content warning for you right now. If you have children in the room, maybe get them out or turn the volume down. Your Tuscarawas County reporter Bob Jones shows us how DNA helped crack this case, or the motive.
All right, well, at least they gave you some morphine. That might help.
So appears to be money.
For us, it's bothered us since 1998. I know because I was one of the first guys on scene.
Tuscarawas County Sheriff Orvis Campbell was a detective in February 1998 when a group of kids found a suitcase in a wooded area along Winkler Hill Road in Dover Township. Inside of it, the human remains of a man.
That first suitcase was just the pelvis area and part of one leg.
Nearly a week later, another suitcase holding more remains of the same man was found in Jefferson Township. Years turned into decades, but nagging questions remained. Who was he and who cut up his body?
We couldn't even get the body identified because it didn't match any missing persons reports.
Campbell reopened the case a few years ago, and detectives determined that first suitcase was once sold at a secondhand shop in Euclid. Advanced DNA testing was conducted on the remains, creating a family tree and another connection, leading investigators to 81-year-old Larry Drotleff from Euclid, who would make some shocking admissions.
Yeah, apparently, when you go to buy luggage in Ohio, it's not just for traveling.
He seemed almost relieved to finally be able to speak about his secret.
Campbell says when Drotleff was questioned, he said his dad, Lawrence Drotleff, died of natural causes at the age of 93. And the son said he panicked and used a handsaw to cut up the body before driving to Tuscarawas County to dump some of the body parts.
When he described cutting him up, he described a horrific scene. I mean, he did it with a handsaw himself in a bathroom over 2 days.
How do we know he didn't murder him?
We don't. His story makes sense, and we don't have anything to contradict it.
The sheriff says investigators did not uncover evidence of murder, and the statute of limitations has passed for abuse of a corpse. But Drotleff is facing federal charges now, accused of stealing his dad's Social Security benefits and pension funds. Campbell tells me the motive for the whole disturbing chain of events was money, saying the son stole about $246,000 in his father's benefits while making up a story that his dad had moved away.
For the money.
Nice guy, huh?
Yeah, solely for the money. He just said he needed to keep his dad's income coming in.
While Drotleff's case is pending in federal court, the sheriff is relieved to finally have answers to a strange case.
The last thing we want to do is leave cases like this go.
In New Philadelphia, I'm your Tuscarawas County reporter, Bob Jones.
Unbelievable. It's just absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so let's shift gears here. I want to go to let's see here. This is the case here that I'm kind of keeping an eye on here too, out of Massachusetts. This is coming out of Brockton. And let's see here. They got this guy now who's tied to these Brockton murders here. So this guy here, suspect ID'd in a long unsolved Brockton murder case and sexual assault SA case. Investigators used new DNA technology to solve 2 decades old cases, one murder and one grape in Brockton, Massachusetts. Now this is interesting because I'll play this one here and then I'll play this one here, but I've been looking into some of these other cases that have gone on around here, and I got an email into the Brockton Police Department and the state police to look into other unalivings that happened around this area here at the time. So here we go.
And sexual assault case in Brockton appears to have been solved.
The Plymouth County District Attorney announced that police have identified the man responsible for a 1991 murder and a rape in 1993. NBC 10's Amelia Fabiano is live outside the DA's office right now. I mean, explain to us discovery. These cases won't ever really go to court.
Right. So today, the district attorney explained that the man who investigators believe was responsible for these horrendous crimes died last year. But they hope that at least knowing who he was may bring some families of these victims some closure.
It's over. And I'm glad I found out who it is.
For almost 35 years, Linda Bishop never knew who killed her daughter, Cherie, and left her body in a Brockton park. This week, that changed.
That's the end. I'm 82 years old, and I really didn't think it was ever going to happen. And it did.
Closure for her family and the family of Donna Bell, who investigators say was sexually assaulted in 1993 by the same man who killed Cherie Bishop in 1991.
My mom's here. I have her ashes.
Bell died in 2021, but her daughter tells us she believes it bothered her mother that she never knew who had hurt her.
She was strong. She was so strong.
Investigators were able to match DNA from Bishop and Bell's sexual assault kits in 2016.
For more than 35 years, law enforcement never gave up pursuing.
Right, it's absolutely crazy. It's I guess, I mean, I'm with Nicole here. I'm just not doing it because people are so dumb. You know, that doesn't help. I hate my mom, but would never kill her. Why are there so many kids killing parents? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that answer. Just got morphine. Hopefully it goes down. It was his son. Yeah. Yeah, we're hoping for the best for you, buddy. Let's go this here. The reason why I'm interested in these cases here because this is very close to a case that I've been following down in Massachusetts for a very long time. So I put in an email to them. Maybe they'll, I'll look into it. So here we go.
This case.
Then in 2023, they used advanced forensic genealogy, working with a Texas-based lab to trace the suspect through family DNA. They've now identified him as Robert Carey and found he lived within 1.5 miles of both crime scenes. Carey, though, died of natural causes last June at the age of 64.
While this resolution is understandably not the same as justice delivered in a courtroom, we hope this announcement can bring you some amount of peace.
For the families, the news does bring long-awaited answers after decades of pain.
They did a wonderful job, even though it took this long to do it. It's over. It's done. He's deceased, and there's nothing we can do about it.
And the DA also said right now there is no evidence linking Carey to any other crimes, but that Plymouth County right now has over 100 open cold cases they are actively investigating.
Damn straight. And I just sent in, we'll play this one here.
Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. My name's Tim Cruz.
I got an email into this guy right here to
Cruz and
other
the Plymouth
cases.
County DA. I want to thank you all for coming here today. With me are a number of people from the Massachusetts State Police, the Brockton Police, the Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab, and I'll go through them, and I hopefully don't leave anybody out, because I think it's important they be recognized for their really extraordinary efforts that went on in this matter to resolve this case that's been unsolved for the last 30 some odd years. So with me today are Deputy Superintendent Daniel Tucker from the Mass State Police, Detective Lieutenant Peter Sherber, the head of the Mass State Police Unresolved Crime Unit, Major Michael Perry from the Mass State Police Crime Lab, Major Wheeler, a retired MSP Major Dave Debucha, who's the original case trooper, who's here today, Brockton Police Chief Brenda Perez, members of the Bishop and the Bell families are present today, Assistant District Attorneys Jennifer Sprague and Samantha Mullen, MSP Lieutenant Mark Weddleton, MSP Trooper Joe Collette. Joe's the head of our unsolved unit here in Plymouth County, and forensic scientist Crystal Lundgren from the Mass State Police Crime Lab. So we're here today to announce that our office, along with the tremendous efforts of the Mass State Police, the Brockton Police, the MSP Crime Lab, with the assistance of DNA forensic genealogy, have solved the 1991 homicide and the 1993 rape, which occurred.
Thank you, Paula. Appreciate that.
Both occurred here in the city of Brockton.
You'll probably never hear me, though, beg for likes. I appreciate everybody that comes in here, regardless of whether you like the content or not. But I do appreciate Paula and some of the other people who keep track of that. You guys are all awesome regardless. I'm just glad people are here, to be honest with you. It's time that it's 4:00 in the morning here on the East and almost 4:30. So I'm glad somebody's here.
On June 25, 1991, 28-year-old Cherie Bishop was found strangled to death in Mulberry Park in Brockton. Cherie was found face down and nude, wearing red socks and one diamond earring. A rape kit was performed. The state medical examiner determined the cause of death was asphyxiation by strangulation, and the manner of death was homicide. Since the date of Cherie's murder, the Mass State Police, the Brockton Police, have worked tirelessly to solve the case. As part of the investigation, the police interviewed witnesses, they analyzed and tested evidence found at the crime scene, conducted DNA testing, and most importantly, retested items as DNA science evolved and improved over the years. On April 4th, 1993, Donna Bell was walking on Annis Ave here in Brockton when a white male driving a van grabbed her. The unknown male held an electric wire across her face and told her to cooperate or he would strangle her. After sexually assaulting her, the suspect grabbed a sharp object. Fearing he was going to stab her, she grabbed the object, sustaining slices into her right hand. She jumped out of the passenger side of the vehicle and screamed for help. 2 Brockton police officers found the victim standing at the intersection of Ames Street and Interville Street in a state of distress. Donna Bell unfortunately passed away in 2021.
It's insane. Crazy people that just it's never gonna end, man.
Samples taken from Cherise Bishop's sexual assault kit produced a full unknown male DNA profile, which was uploaded into CODIS, a criminal offender data information system, the FBI's program of criminal justice DNA databases used to link DNA profiles from crime scenes to convicted offenders and missing persons. Samples taken from Donna Bell's sexual assault kit were also uploaded into CODIS, and a link was made between the 2 cases in 2016. In March of 2023, Plymouth County DA's office enlisted the assistance of Texas-based Othram Research. Othram's technology enables local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies across the United States and internationally to break through forensic DNA barriers and close previously unsolvable cases. Othram created an SNP shot, a single nucleotide polymorphism of a DNA profile, and used that SNP shot to place into various ancestry DNA websites. On these websites, genealogists use that data to identify close family members of the unknown DNA sample. Our office knew that the DNA from the Bishop homicide matched the DNA from the Bell rape, and therefore a sample of the DNA was tested by Othram. In 2025, Othram identified an individual who they believed was a biological family member of the unknown perpetrator. State police detectives requested a DNA sample as part of the ongoing unsolved death investigation. The perpetrator was closely related to the individual who provided the DNA. Investigators identified the individual who was the source of the DNA as Robert Carey, C-A-R-E-Y, as a person of interest and obtained his DNA. They were able to match Carey's DNA with the sexual assault kits of both Bishop and Bell. Investigators further found information that during 1991 and 1993, when these events occurred, where the women were attacked, Carey lived in Brockton within a mile and a half of both crime scenes.
Okay, so hold on a second. Let me get some directions here. Okay, so hold on one second here. Let me get out of this for a second here. Yes, they did. He's no longer with us though, so there won't be any satisfaction that way. But I've been following these cases for forever now. The New Bedford Highway unalivings in Massachusetts here between 1988 and 1989, right down in here. This is where the Brockton murders murders took place here. We're just reading about now. And it's about a 40-minute drive down here to New Bedford. So I put in an email to this a precinct here to see if they can run some DNA down here, if they have some for some of these victims here. Let's see here. Did I do Tulsa, Oklahoma? Yes, I did. Okay, so hold on a second here. We'll just stop sharing that for a second. And then we'll go here. This is so these are the victims here from the New Bedford Highway guy here. They've linked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is within a year and a half. So I've been looking into these cases for forever. So that's why I've come across this here. Let's see here. And I put in an information packet to the DA here. Anyway, so let's get back to this here. We'll play a couple more things and we'll get the hell out of here. How does that sound? Let's see here. Yep, right here. 11 and 18 months, yeah.
Carrie lived in Brockton, but had been residing at the Brockton Veterans Administration Medical Center.
Yep, thank you so much, Cindy, for everything. You're welcome. 11 and 18 months. Yep, that's incredible. At this point, we just care about what you're doing here, Dom. I hope you're good.
State police learned that Carrie had died of natural causes in June of 2025 at the age of 64. I would like to commend.
I hope he went through a lot of pain. That's just my opinion. I just hope it wasn't an easy one.
Really, the tremendous effort and the devoted work of the Massachusetts State Police, the Brockton Police, the State Police Crime Lab, Lieutenant Trooper Joe Collette, the Assistant DAs Jen Sprague and Sam Mullen. For more than 35 years, law enforcement never gave up pursuing this case. My thoughts are with the Bishop and the Bell family, who have finally some form of closure regarding who did what to their loved ones. I think that is our responsibility to do that as best as we can in each and every one of our cases.
All right, so yeah, he might have moved. I'm going to be doing. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing a little bit more on that in the coming days here when it comes to the list of SKers that were around here between 1980 and 2005. All right, so let's. I was trying and failing to get my old man to go back to sleep. That's terrible. All right, so we're going to do this here. Hold on a second here. Let me, obviously, I'll keep an eye on that one there because I've been keeping an eye on it for at least 10 years. Okay, so we'll do this here. This is the USF doctoral student here that we learned about a little earlier tonight. And the suspect that was arrested here, remains of one missing USF doctoral student found, and a suspect has been arrested here. This was a day ago. The remains of one missing University of South Florida doctoral student, Zamil Limon, have been found, and his roommate has been arrested. Here's this.
Deputy from a local sheriff's office says a suspect is in custody and human remains have been found after two doctoral students disappeared more than a week ago. Now, the two 27-year-old students were studying at the University of South Florida. The remains of Zamil Limon were discovered this morning. The chief deputy says Limon and the suspect were, in fact, roommates. That suspect is now facing charges including battery and false imprisonment, and a female student remains missing. I want to bring in NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch tracking this for us. Jesse, what else are we learning from officials about this discovery and how they took the suspect into custody?
Yeah, so Morgan, just for background for people who have not been following along, this is, we can't even call it a conclusion because, as you mentioned, the female student, Nihita Bristi, is still missing according to authorities, but at least one chapter coming to an end here more than a week after they both were last seen, according to what authorities have been telling us for several days now. So today, what we're told by that sheriff's office in Hillsborough County, that's the Tampa, Florida area, the sheriff's office says that they got a call about a domestic incident, and they arrive there, they get the family out. Eventually, a SWAT team arrives and is able to get the suspect to peacefully surrender eventually. That suspect now facing multiple charges. You mentioned some of them. I also want to note a couple of the other ones: tampering with physical evidence, failure to report death to law enforcement or medical, unlawfully hold or move a dead human body in unapproved conditions. And this suspect, we are told by authorities, is the roommate for the man you see on the right hand of the screen. That is Jamil Limon, 27-year-old doctoral student from Bangladesh.
I don't think so. I think they just found him. I don't think they found her yet, but I think they're getting close. But who knows? The suspect might have lawyered up, so you never know. Phantom foot pain, so getting the mirror box together, weird, but it works. Yeah, you relax and get your blood pressure down too, for sure. Absolutely.
Bangladesh, studying at the University of South Florida. His friend, who police had believed may have been with him, was Nahida Bristi, also 27, also from Bangladesh, also a doctoral student at USF. So at this point, Limon's body has been found. His friend is still nowhere to be found, and police say they are still searching for her, Morgan.
This investigation is still very much ongoing here.
This is just another one of these freaking sad freaking cases, man. It's just, what is wrong with people, man?
Here, Jesse, you've been speaking with family members of the missing students earlier this week before today's update. What they share with you?
Yeah, so one thing that was made clear by family, we spoke with a brother for each of these two students, and they told us that for them to just disappear would have been out of character. Of course, we now have an explanation for where one of these students, unfortunately, has wound up, and that is that he was found dead, and authorities say that he was found dead about a 40 to 45-minute drive from his apartment where he was last seen. So the fact that
I think that, I mean, the cause of the COD here may be interesting. That may be actually able to help them with the motive to find her. But I could be wrong.
It just vanished without talking to anybody. That's not something that would have been typical. And the other thing that's outstanding and still raising some questions for us is where Nahida Bristi would be right now. Her brother telling us that her bag, her laptop, her lunchbox were all left at the lab facility where she was working on Thursday. So effectively in the middle of the day, just left without packing up her things. And so the question is, did she intentionally go somewhere or was she taken somewhere? And at this point, Morgan, we still do not have those answers. And it sounds like police don't either because they say she is still missing.
We thank you for watching. And remember,
He may actually still be alive. I don't know. I mean, you never know in these cases here. Sometimes stranger things happen. Okay, let's go to this here. And this is going to be very disturbing, but I want to play this here because I want to obviously show people the risks of having children. And this could happen to anybody. This can happen anywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. You know, this is the disturbing world we live in right here. So this happened. Let's see here. This happened a day ago. So probably yesterday, Friday, you would think. So a woman was arrested after a kidnapping attempt on Wednesday afternoon in Fresno, California. The Fresno Police Department says they were called out to a home on Andrews Avenue near Shields and West Avenues at 4:30 p.m. for reports of a woman trying to take a child. When officers arrived, they found a woman identified as Taisha Davis, who witnesses say tried to kidnap the 8-year-old girl. Investigations show that Davis grabbed the little girl by her hair and tried to pull her into a vehicle. Luckily for the little girl, she fought back. And she said the woman told her she was stolen at birth and she was her real mom. So here we go. This is the real world, man.
Some scary moments, not just for.
Did you hear her? Like, leave me alone. It's just disturbing.
Some scary moments, not just for the 8-year-old who was being chased by a woman claiming to be her mother, but also for other kids on the block who saw this happen on Wednesday. Believe it or not, they actually helped me piece this story together, describing what happened in real time.
I was very terrified and I really wanted to go help and see what happened to the girl, but or like try to go save her, but then I was too scared if the fake mom had something on her, because I don't also want to get hurt too.
Genevieve recorded the video from inside her house. She ran to get her mom because she sensed something wasn't right.
By the time I got out here, I seen the cop cars.
Just a few houses down, another neighbor, Anavea Ott, also heard the screaming.
I noticed that the woman was like tugging on her backpack and pulling her hair, and I also noticed like the woman didn't look right in her mind, so I was just like, that's not her mom.
Her next door neighbor, Hector Barba, had the same reaction.
I thought it was her mom, but obviously it wasn't. The kidnapper was pulling her hair and slammed her head on the concrete. And I was like, hold on, a mother doesn't do that to their child. So she jetted all the way to the third house right here.
This is, that's what I mean. This can happen in any neighborhood, anywhere, to anybody. You gotta, it's just a sad, sad, sad world that stuff like this can happen. But this girl right here is lucky, literally lucky. She did everything she had to do to get away from this person.
And was hiding right there. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I told these little girls right here, her mother wasn't here. And I was like, please call the cops now.
I called the police and I was telling the lady, like, get away from the girl. And she was like, that's my daughter. This is my daughter.
Neighbors say they're relieved the outcome wasn't worse.
So I'm really glad. It just gives me closure that that girl is safe.
Most people would have been just like, oh, okay, that's her daughter. I mean, very few people would have been paying attention enough to know, okay, well, that's maybe not her daughter. And these people were very quick to react. So that had a little bit of stability there. But this girl's lucky to be, lucky, literally.
With her parents, and she doesn't have to deal with this. She's gonna have therapy, of course, of what happened, but that was so scary.
Oh, we were happy. I mean, my daughter was happy. They all went and hugged the little girl.
All right, so that's that, and we played another one last week with the guy at the convenience store. That was here's a little bit more of this person here.
Fresno police say this woman you're about to see tried to kidnap an 8-year-old girl. Police say her name is Taisha Davis. Investigators say that Davis grabbed that girl by her hair and tried putting her into her car. That girl was able to get away, in fact, running to a nearby home and pounding on the door to get help. This happened on West Andrews Avenue. The girl's parents telling investigators this
is a pretty decent neighborhood. You would never, ever suspect that here. I mean, look at these trees. This is, just you got to be careful. These things can happen to anybody, anywhere, at any time.
Have no idea who Davis is. Davis was booked at the Fresno County Jail and is facing several charges, including kidnapping.
But you never know. She could be working for somebody else. She could be, just got to be careful. They fired Alex Cora. Yeah, I saw that earlier tonight. Yes, great neighbors. All right, so one more, and then we'll get the hell out of here. I want to play this one here. I've been here for over 3 hours, boring you guys here. Let's play this one here. So this is another one of these victim identifications here. We have this was done 2 days ago. New Jersey State Police have identified the victim in a nearly 50-year-old homicide using advances in DNA. Authorities say the victim is Robert Dean Arlen, whose body was found in a wooded area of rural Salem County in 1979. So this goes all the way back to 1979. His identity had remained unknown for decades until renewed investigation led to the breakthrough. So here we go with this. 50 years.
In South Jersey, half a century later, a man was murdered back in 1979, and now police finally know who the suspect was.
Yeah, detectives were able to identify him with the help of cutting-edge technology, but who killed him remains a mystery this afternoon. Action News New Jersey correspondent Trish Hartman live in Quinton Township this afternoon with the details. Trish.
Oh, Brian, Sarah, yeah, advances in DNA technology and genealogy are helping with this case from all those years ago. Now, while police say the homicide itself remains unsolved, police say they finally know the victim of this crime. This is
A huge step, though, in the right direction if they have an identification of the person that they're, it's a huge step.
This is Robert Dean Ireland. New Jersey State Police say after nearly 5 decades, they can identify him as the victim found in the woods in rural Salem County. Police say back in June of 1979, his body was found with a gunshot wound to the head in a wooded area off of Jericho Road in Quinton Township. Police believe he was shot during the winter months.
I remember hearing it and seeing it in the newspaper.
For years, the remains went unidentified. In 2023, the New Jersey State Police Cold Case Unit reopened the investigation and enlisted some help from the Investigative Genetic Genealogy Center at Ramapo College.
We received the match list back from GenMatch Pro and Family Tree DNA, and we would just start building back the family trees of his genetic relatives, hoping to find common ancestors among them.
This was the composite created before the identification, and this is an actual photo of the victim. Police also had Robert Ireland's jacket, which had a small gold R on the pocket flap.
That was another context clue that we had. We do look at all the evidence that was found near the remains or could have potentially been owned by the person.
With one piece of the puzzle solved, folks around here are grateful for the advances in technology.
I think it'll keep the crime down a little bit, and if not, make it a little easier on the people that's got to process it.
Police would still like the public.
Yes, I have. I've been following that. I've also been following the David case. There's just only so many things I can do. That's why I'm trying to, get a little bit more going here as far as lives, but I'm not going to promise anything. I'm pretty sure I bore you guys enough on a Sunday morning here. But if I have to, I will, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Boston Christian's here. It's good to see Boston Christian. Good night, Paula. I'm going to be getting out of here too soon. We love you, Paula. We hope you're well. Take care of yourself this week, Paula, for sure.
Help in solving this case from 1979. Now, they say Ireland lived in Pleasantville, but also spent time in Atlantic City. Anyone with any information who may remember anything is asked to contact the New Jersey State Police Cold Case Unit. We're live in Quinton Township, New Jersey. Trish Hartman, Channel 6, Action News.
Trish, thank you.
Okay, so let's see here. Let me stop that there. Let me see if there's something else I can play really quick. I did want to play one more thing. Hold on one second. Give me 2 seconds. And then we'll get out of here, I promise. I did want to look into the what was going on over there in the Missy Beavers case, but I think I'll do that next week. I know Letitia Stouch is going to be getting a new trial, I think, here pretty soon. Let's see here. Let's do hold on a second. This is the missing 19-year-old here. Hold on a second. So let's play this one here. Let me share this really quick here. Hold on one second here. Good night, Jocelyn. Is Jocelyn going? My neighbor's dad was a nuclear chemist at Los Alamos, now retired in YM. He's understandably nervous. Yes. got to be careful. Stephen Harlow does as well. Let me try to do this here. Hold on one second here. Let's see here. Okay, so this came out a day ago. Missing 19-year-old Kelly Hunt was found unalived in Anchorage. I don't know too much about this case here, but we're going to find out together. So here we go. This came out, like I said, a couple days ago.
Good evening. I'm Tracy Sinclair coming on with some breaking news. We have received confirmation both from the family and from the Anchorage Police Department that the body that was found earlier this week in a Spenard neighborhood is in fact the body of 19-year-old Kelly Hunt. She was a Shaktoolik teen that was in the Anchorage area, came into Anchorage according to police on January 6th. She was last seen on January 7th at a home in the Spenard neighborhood, about 5 minutes away from where her body was found. Now, Edward Jackson, Kelly's brother, was the one to report her missing on January 11th when she didn't complete a planned trip from Anchorage down to Soldotna. Jackson told Alaska's news source that police called him this evening to notify the family. He also said that earlier this week they did request dental records of Kelly Hunt. As I said, Kelly Hunt's last known sighting was on January 7th in that Spenard neighborhood, probably about a 5-minute walk from where her body was found. Anchorage police and the family.
It was just so sad. Look at her. Good looking kid. It's just sad. Look at this view, though. This is amazing.
Family have both released statements as of this evening. This is the statement from the family. The family would like to express our deepest thanks and gratitude to everyone who has taken part in the search efforts for our sister Kelly. Your time, dedication, and compassion mean more than words can describe. From the volunteers who did ground searches to those sharing information and offering support, each of you has made a difference. In moments like these, it is your kindness and sense of community that shows strength and hope is out there. Thank you for standing with us, for not giving up, and for showing such care and love during this difficult time. Again, that was the statement from the family of Kelly Hunt. Anchorage Police also released a statement from Chief Sean Case, and he says that the case remains under investigation and therefore we are limited in what information we can share. We ask for understanding and patience from the community as detectives continue to conduct the investigation with urgency and accuracy. According to
We love Tracy here too. It's so good to see Tracy in here. Always good to see Tracy here. I haven't seen Charlotte around for forever, so I hope she's well too. And I haven't seen Miranda around. I hope Miranda's doing well.
To Kelly Hunt's brother, again, Edward Jackson, he was the one who reported her missing. He was not given a cause of death, and he was told that that would be available when the autopsy report was completed. Again, if you're just joining us, we just want to say that we have learned tonight that Shaktoolik teen, 19-year-old Kelly Hunt, her body has been found. It was the body that was found earlier this week in a Spenard area. We will continue to follow the story and give you more information.
I'll continue to follow this too, because I don't know, they're not saying a lot here, so
as it becomes available.
I think I had posted her. She was I'm not sure, but I think I might have posted her in one of my posts, the community post. I was thinking I had not seen them in a while. Yeah. I've been curious about Charlotte as well, praying she's still safe. Absolutely. Charlotte's an amazing human being. I hope she's okay. All right, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. You guys have been great. I've been here 3.5 hours. But I want to thank everybody for coming in here. He was nagged into security cameras with cloud storage. I'm going to try to cover the Melissa Besson case next week. I'm pretty sure I can fit some time in there for sure. But I want to thank Nicole. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole, for coming in. It's always awesome to have you here. Cindy, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Mustang, I can't say enough about you. Thank you for everything you do in the chat. Unindicted co-conspirator, you're awesome. Thank you so much for coming to the Church of Owl here. Tracy, it's so good to see you here. That's Quad Axle Mimi there. Let's see here. I know that Dom was in here. Dom, take care of yourself. Let us know. Email me if you need anything. I hope you feel better, buddy. Boston Christian was in here. Better late than later. Boston Christian, good to see you as well. Justice for Celeste for sure. Who else? I know that Patricia was in here. Thank you, Patricia, for coming in. Jocelyn was in here. Jocelyn's amazing. Thank you so much, Jocelyn, for all your help in the chat and being here. I know that, let's see here. Paula was in. Paula's amazing. Paula's just an amazing person. Heather is arguably one of the greatest people on the planet. Heather was here. Heather's great. We love Heather. Dino was in here too. Dino's a great guy too. Always good to see Dino in here. Let's see here. Who else? Leslie and Billy was in here. I usually always forget to say goodnight to them. Patricia Audits was in here. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you very much for coming in. Lita Joe was in here. I always forget Lita Joe too. Always good to see Lita Joe. Gretchen was in here. I'm going to try to put her GoFundMe account on my community page. If I don't, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I couldn't figure it out. Let's see here. It's always good to see Gretchen in here, though. I hope things get better for you soon. Everybody's going to stay safe this next coming week or so because the weather's probably going to get pretty crappy. Always good to keep an eye on the weather. I'll try to post as many updates as possible on the weather and stuff. Josh the Posh was in here where lavender grows. Great channel, great guy. He's got really good stuff. Him and Southern Gal and everybody, great people. Let's see here. If I miss anybody, I apologize. I usually miss somebody because I can't scroll all the way up to the top usually of the chat. But everybody that listens on the replay too, I really appreciate everybody who listens on the replay. It's freaky cold here today. It's cold everywhere up here. It's crazy. I'm ready for summer, man. All right, I'm going to get the hell out of here. You guys have been great. I always appreciate everybody coming in. Let me stop sharing that. I'll play my outro. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Whatever you guys do, don't die. Good night, John Boy. That's so fun. I'll see you guys next week. If I forgot to say goodnight to people, I apologize for that. Let me play my outro. We'll get the hell out of here. You guys have been great. Stay safe. Have a great week.